Take it, close it up. Right, we in the building. We got the language class tonight. We supposed to be came on yesterday, but we've been busy getting ready for this show. Hakeem, close the door for me. Right, if you're coming into the building. Let me get that thumbnail set up for you. We're going to start the everyday back up. We got this show coming up. So we're getting everything. We've been going to like the stores and shit, getting everything lined up. So tomorrow we'll be back in business with nonstop action. We got the brother Rod Hayes coming on tomorrow too. So we're gonna probably hit you in 2 or 3 tomorrow. We're gonna hit you with 2 or 3 tomorrow. We live, we lit with Malachi. Hey, hey, just give me a second. I'm setting it up right now. We about to get it cracking. Let me just get this. Boom. Boom.
Robot.
Hey, Robot. We live in the building.
Let's do it.
Let me get this.
Let me get some light. I don't want nobody to say I'm looking like Abraham in the Holy Tablets.
Yeah. Yeah, you looking like Abraham in the Holy Tablets. Face blacked out. Hold on, let me get this. I'm gonna put your I got all your information already, so I'm just gonna slide it to this class. Oh yeah, we back in the building. Y'all get the game. Got another banger for you. I'm gonna let me switch to my laptop, and then you gonna be able to share your screen and you can get it cracking. Hold up, let me
okay, let's do it.
Let me make you the co-host real quick. Hey, we live YouTube. We got the brother back on, the brother Naya, Messiah Naya. You know what I'm saying? We finna put his cash app in the links. So if you want to show him some love for this, his cash app in the links. Let's see. We gotta share. Okay, participants. Boom. 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 All right, you ready to go? I think you can share your screen now.
Okay.
All right.
The sisters is asking, are we live?
Oh yeah, we live at 5.
All right. So let's do it. So let me go into my computer. And let's get this cracking. How you been, man?
Oh, I mean, I've been busy for the last couple of days because we get ready for the show. We got a show in Atlanta at Stone Mountain on the 24th. Me, Life Wave, the brother Sunra. Everybody gonna be in the building. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Everybody gonna be in the building. So it's gonna be one of the it's gonna be a good event right here. It's gonna be a good event. Make sure I copy this. Boom. Let me get a pen. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute mine out. I'm just gonna go ahead and post the cash.
All right, go ahead. I'm just trying to go to the actual file page so I can get us to where we need to be. And okay. All right, so what I wanted to start off with was the Nuwaubic alphabet. You can see that?
Yep, I can see your screen. Go ahead.
Okay, so we want to start off with the Nuwaubic alphabet. Usually when I teach class, we don't do the alphabets because of the way that I actually teach the class. You pretty much get a gist of it. I think that it's more important right now as far as being on the live so that the brothers and sisters can get an understanding of the alphabet and the vowels, so that they can be able to pronounce the words in the proper way. So the first letter is A, right? We would say A in English, but it's pronounced A as an opposite in Nuwaubic. And I want to clarify this. There is a vowel A in Nuwaubic, and there is a consonant A, similar to an Arabic, right? In Arabic, we know that the vowel A is a short A is a fatha, right? And a consonant A is an aleph. So it works the same way to a certain degree in Nuwaubic. Now, in Nuwaubic, we have what's called hard letters and soft letters. And I have that outlined in this particular Word document. All right, so a hard letter influences the vowel A as an A, which means opposite, right? And a soft consonant influences the vowel A to be soft, which is A as an apple. So in the alphabet, we start off with A as an opposite, B pronounced like B, which is a hard letter. So let's just address that real quick. If you pronounce the letter B with the A, it wouldn't be pronounced ba, it would be pronounced ba, ba, as in Bob, right? For door. A D, the letter D is pronounced D, pronounced like demand in English. And this is also a hard letter. So when it connects with the vowel A, it makes the vowel A hard. And we just spoke about that. The vowel A is A. So a DA would be da, not da. The letter F is pronounced in Nuwaubic fi, as in feel, right? To feel something. And the letter F is a soft letter. And so when it connects with the vowel A, it is pronounced fa, not fa. The letter G is pronounced D, right? As in gear. And it's a soft letter. And it is pronounced, when you put an A to it, ga, not ga. The letter H is pronounced he, like here. And the letter H is a hard letter, right? And it is it influences the vowel A to be pronounced ha, not ha, right? The letter J is pronounced G in Nuwaubic, as in the word Jeep. J is a soft letter, so when it connects with the A, it is pronounced ja, not ja. The letter K in Nuwaubic is pronounced ki, as in keep, and it is a hard letter. And so when you pronounce the K with the A, it is pronounced ka, not ka. The letter L is pronounced li in Nuwaubic, as in lean. It's considered to be a soft letter in Nuwaubic, and instead of being pronounced la, it would be pronounced la. The letter M is pronounced me, right? As in meet, to meet someone. It's considered to be a hard letter. And when it combines with the A, it is pronounced ma, not ma, ma. The letter N is pronounced ni, as in near, and it's considered to be a hard letter as well. And so when it combines with the letter A, it's pronounced na, not na. Now, I put an OW, which is not an actual letter, for number 12. And the reason why I put this is because sometimes in the Nuwaubic, when you have two different letters combined, it forms a formal vowel, right? Such as oo, like OW is pronounced oo, as in soothe.
Hey, can
right?
you blow,
I'm
can
sorry.
you do that? Can you blow this picture up a little bit so they can see it better?
Okay, let me see. And that was incorrect, family. So I got to go back.
We got you. If you can't, don't worry about it. But like I said, it'll be.
Is that good?
Well, I'm still looking at the navigation, and it says present tense verb forms. It's like a page.
No. Okay, so let me share this, right? Because I picked that at first. I'm trying to learn how to. All right. What about that?
All right, that's better. That's way better.
Okay, so now we're on number. I'm sorry about that. We're on number 12. You can see number 12.
Oh yeah. See, I can see. Like, see, we didn't see what you was talking about on the last. Yeah, you might have to go back.
Right, because I'm still learning how to work this technology thing
Okay,
now.
okay,
Just
all
bear
right.
with.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
So I went through letters A through N, and again I'll run through it real quick. A is pronounced ah, and that is a consonant A because in Nuwaubic we have a consonant A and we have a vowel A, just like in Arabic. In Arabic, the vowel A would be a fetha, right? And in Arabic, the consonant A would be the first letter of the Arabic alphabet, aleph. It's the same thing with Nuwaubic. Then you have the letter B, pronounced B, like the word B, and it is a hard letter. It when it combines with the A, it makes the A hard, and a hard A would be ah as an opposite. A soft A would be as an apple, right? So because the letter B is hard, if you put an A with it, it would be ba, not bad. Because the letter D is hard and it's pronounced D in Nuwaubic as in demand, it would be hard, right? And it would actually be pronounced da, not dad. The letter F is a soft letter, and it's said in Nuwaubic fee as in feel. And so when you combine the vowel A with it, it would be fa, not fa. The letter G is pronounced gi in Nuwaubic, like gear. The letter G in Nuwaubic is a soft letter, and you put an A to it, it would be pronounced ga, not ga. The letter H is pronounced like he in Nuwaubic, as in here. It's a hard letter, so when you put an A after it, it would be pronounced ha, not ha. Number 7, the letter J is pronounced G in Nuwaubic, as in Jeep. And the letter J in Nuwaubic is a soft letter, so it would be pronounced ja when you combine the A with it, not ja. Number 8, the letter K, which is pronounced ki in Nuwaubic, as in keep. It's a hard letter. So when the A goes in after it, it would be pronounced ka, not ka. The letter L is pronounced li in Nuwaubic, as in lean. It's a soft letter. So when you put an A after it, it would be pronounced la, not la. Then you go to number 10, right? You have the letter M. In Nuwaubic, we pronounce the letter M, me, and as in meat. And it is a hard letter. So when you put an A after it, it would be pronounced ma, not ma. The letter N, number 11, is a hard letter pronounced like near. It said ni in Nuwaubic. And when you put an A after it, it would be pronounced na, not na. And then it brings us up to date, or up to speed rather, with the 12th letter that I was pronouncing. This is not an actual letter. The OW is not a letter in the alphabet, but I included it to start people on the process of learning how, when two different letters come together, how does it actually sound? And so the OW in Nuwaubic is like the double O in English, like, I'm sorry, is like the long O in English, as in O, as in a O something, pronounced like over. You understand that? So OW is O, as in if you was to say the word for banana in Nuwaubic, Mose, Mose, M-O-W-Z, Mose. Now that is not a letter in the alphabet. That is just two letters that come together to form an actual vowel sound that we recognize in English as a long O. So number 13, you have the letter R, which is pronounced Ri, as in real. Now, mind you, all R's in Nuwaubic are rolled. Ri as in real. And the R is a hard letter. And so when you put an A in after it, it is pronounced Ra, not Ra. 14, the number S is pronounced like C. It is a soft letter. And when you put an A after it, it is pronounced Sa, not Sa. 15, the letter T is pronounced T in Nuwaubic as in teen, and it is also considered to be a hard letter. So if you put an A after the T, it would be pronounced Ta, not Ta. And the letter W is a hard letter. In Nuwaubic, we say we. And when you put an A after it, it is pronounced Wa, not Wa. Number 17, the letter Y. In Nuwaubic, it's pronounced Yi, pronounced like year. It's a soft letter. And when you put an A after the Y, it is pronounced Ya, not Ya. And the last letter is the letter Z. And it is pronounced Z in Nuwaubic as in zebra. It's also considered to be a hard letter in Nuwaubic. So when an A comes after it, it is pronounced Za, not Zad. So we have 4 double letters in the Nuwaubic language: the GH, the KH, the SH, and the TH. So when you are using the GH, it's considered to be one letter because it's only one sound. And in Nuwaubic, it's pronounced Re, 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 as if you're gargling. The GH and the KH and the I are the 3 hardest letters in the language, or I would say not hard, but more complicated. And so when you're pronouncing the GH, you need to actually learn how to do it with a gargling sound. So sometimes, like back in the old days, we used to have to use a cup of water and gargling, try to actually talk, to say the GH with different vowels, I, E, A, U. So the GH is pronounced Re, Re, and it's always hard, so it makes the vowel hard, as in ghetto, but you do it as if it's a gargling sound, Re. It's like pronouncing ghetto, Ghetto, Re, Ghetto.
Hey,
right?
So, hey, on this on 19, so with the G, you don't add the A, like say like ga.
Okay, so if you was to pronounce it, it's not just a G, that's a G8. Although these are what you call the Nuwaubic double letters. A double letter signifies that these are 2 letters that come together to form one sound. So it's technically one letter. But yes, if you was to pronounce the A with the GH, it would be Ra, 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 as in Rasul, to mean bad, right? Or Rayor, which means to change. Ra is always hard, but you try to gargle, you make a gargling sound as you say it. So number 20, you have the KH double letter. And remember, family, I'm gonna repeat this over and over. A GH, a KH, and a TH, although it is written with 2 letters, it is considered to be one letter because it is one sound. So with the KH, it would be pronounced in Nuwaubic, Khe, 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 similar to the GH, but the difference is you pronounce it by rumbling the roof of your mouth, right? So if it was pronounced with the A in front, it would be Kha, 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 right? As in Khalo. which means create, or khalaqa, if you was to use the Arabic word for create. Number 21, the SH. The SH is pronounced she, as in when you use it in pronounce the letter in Nuwaubic, as in shoe, sh. That's the sound the SH makes. Pretty easy. So when you put an A after the SH, it would be pronounced sha, not sha. You understand?
Yeah, I'm with
Okay.
you. I'm right here with you. I'm right here with you.
Okay, I was looking to record my screen, but I don't see it. So when you go to the last letter, the TH, it's pronounced the, as in this. And it's a soft letter, so when an A is added to it, it's pronounced tha. Right? And the last letter, which is the hardest or most complicated letter in the language, is the ayn. The ayn. And the ayn is basically constricting the air in your throat and pronunciating the A at the same time, as an ah, but ah.
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Okay, go ahead.
All right, on 22. Damn, man. On 22, it's D, right? D. Now,
no, not the.
I'm just saying, like in English, it'll be D, but it'll be taha, like that in the Nuwaubic, taha.
The would be the, like not the, but the, as in this, that, these, those.
Hey, let me ask you something. So the PAA, does that mean D, like pa, like PAA, pa?
Right. So
that D too?
Okay, so I'm gonna explain the P. When you see a P in our language, that doesn't originally come with our language. The P is always substituted for a B in most cases, but the P is actually hard, right? So that comes from Egyptian, the Egyptian dialect. P doesn't originally come with our language. If you go back to the teacher's guide to the Nuwaubian language, it'll tell you that P is an optional letter because P, Q, and V and C do not come with our language. So if you see a word that starts with a C, a P, a Q, or a V, those are definitely foreign words to our language that has been incorporated in our language.
Good stuff.
Okay, so now what I want to do is, now that we've got that, I want to go to the PowerPoint that deals with the actual vowels. And if you have any questions, brother, just let me know.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do this class every Wednesday at the same time at 7 o'clock.
So okay, absolutely. Absolutely.
Better word. Hey, Rob, body, if you're in the building, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications. If you don't receive a notification from us every day, come back and check with us. We got something coming out every day. Also, if you want to show the brother Messiah some love, we put his Cash App in the links. So if you want to show him some love, we got his Cash App in the links. We're gonna be doing this language class every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. So that's a new class we got. All right, so I just want to make that announcement. Go ahead.
Okay, so now we're at the Nuwaubic vowels. And in this particular part of the language, what we're going to do is We're going to talk about the Nuwaubic vowels and the different combinations of the different letters that have different sounds. So in the first one, we say a short A is pronounced A as an opposite. That is A as an opposite. The long vowel A is pronounced A as an apple. A as an apple. Now, a hard letter, let's just take a word, a letter like H, the letter he. If you put one A with it, it's pronounced ha. But if you double the A and put two A's to it, it's ha, as in the way that we say duh. Like we don't use pa, we use ha. Ha bab, ha tilus, ha makatu, right? Ha banzen, ha bait. Ha is the word that we use. And usually when you use a double A with any consonant, it always makes it long. Ha is our definite article in the Nuwaubic dialect because there's certain words we use from every dialect so that we can preserve all the dialects that Pops created from Nubic to Nuwaubic. That means from the Nubic books, the Teacher's Guide to the Nuwaubic language books, the At a Glance book, and the Nuwaubian Simplified book. There are certain words that we use from all, but the Teacher's Guide is our source as far as like the structure of the language, which is in the beginning of the book, and the verb structure, which also is included in that book, as well as the dictionary. There is no other Nuwaubic book that has a more extensive dictionary of the Nuwaubic language like the Teacher's Guide to the Nuwaubian language. So I just wanted to make that a point. So number 3, I is always pronounced like E, as in eat. So always remember that, family. No matter what position the word, the letter I is in the word, the vowel I should say, it is always pronounced E as in eat. Now, the E is pronounced E as in every. But in the present tense verbs, we pronounce the E as in E, just like we pronounce the I. So if I was to say I'm going, and we know that in the present tense, we use the vowels A, E, U with the 3-part verb ZHB, we would say az, he, bu. Az, he, bu. Az, he, bu. Az, he, bu. And that literally means I'm going. So just remember that. E is pronounced eh, as in every, except for when you're in the present tense form of the verbs. And when we say present tense, we're talking about, as we're speaking, the act that we're describing is happening right now. In the present tense, the E is pronounced E as in eat. Okay, the letter O. In Nuwaubic, it's pronounced ah, as in the word for past. M-O-D is the word we use in Nuwaubic for past, is in P-A-S-T, and it's pronounced mod. Mod, not mold. Mod, as in module. Now, a short U is pronounced U, as in you. And a long U is always spelled in Nuwaubic U-W. So when you see a Nuwaubic word like U-W, as in the word for quiet, which is spelled H-A-D-U-W, that's pronounced Hadu, Hadu. And the UW is pronounced ooh. You carry it a little bit, as in the English word soothe or smooth. You understand? So now we're doing combinations. So if you get a combination of an I and a Y, it's pronounced like E, as in seen, seen. Notice how when you say the word seen, you have to carry the sound, seen. So I-Y is pronounced like E, as in seen. But EY is also pronounced the same way, like E, as in seen. So if I have a S-E-Y-U word, which is not a word, I'm just using this as an example, family. S-E-Y-U, that's see you, see you. If I have a S-I-Y, it's pronounced the same way, see you. See you, S-I-Y-U, S-E-Y-U. It's pronounced the same. So number 10, and I showed you this in this combination in the actual letter or the alphabet PowerPoint. This is pronounced O, as in road, road. OW is like a long O in English. Road, road. Let's deal with AY. Now, AY can alternate between I or A. I, as in the physical part of the body, I, or A, as in 8. Now, we pronounce it more often with the A than the actual I, but it also is influenced by hard or soft vowels. So if it's I'm not hard or soft vowels, I'm sorry, hard or soft consonants. So if the consonant is hard, then it would be pronounced I. If the consonant is soft, then it would be pronounced A. So let's just say, if we say the word in Nuwaubic for all right or okay, spelled T-A-Y-U-B, right? That's Tayyub, Tayyub. And that means okay or all right. But if we was to say the word for master, as in to master something, spelled S-A-Y-U-D, we would say Sayyud, Sayyud. So the AY is also influenced by whether the consonant is hard or soft. And that's very important, family, in Nuwaubic. Hard or soft letters influences the vowels that actually come after. So then we have number number 12, right?
Hey,
number 12
is 12, could you break down, because just for like the people that might not know about the masculine, feminine, hard, and soft, could you just touch on that just for like a couple seconds of what hard and masculine, feminine principles is in the language?
Okay, cool. So in Nuwaubic, now I'm gonna just say this first. In Nuwaubic, which Nuwaubic is what's called the Arabic Creole. And a Creole is a very simplified version of a pre-existing language. So this is an oversimplified version of Arabic. It's like our own Arabic, right? So I just want to say that first. Some of the rules in Arabic apply to Nuwaubic, but not all of the rules. And addressing the hard and soft consonants, that rule applies in Nuwaubic and Arabic, right? So you have a hard letter and you have a soft letter. Usually the main vowel that's influenced by the hard and soft letter is the A vowel, A, right? And that vowel, if it's hard, is gonna say A. If it's soft, it's gonna say, if it's hard, it's gonna say A. If it's soft, it's gonna say A. A as an opposite, A as an apple. Now, there's not really any masculine or feminine in Nuwaubic except for the pronoun you. So inside of this dialect of Nuwaubic, when we say you to a male, we say enter, enter. And that can be researched and traced back to the Nubic book or the Nubic scroll. But when we say the word for you to a female, we say inti, inti. That is the only masculine and feminine principles inside of Nuwaubic. We don't have, whereas different nouns are considered to be hard or soft. Only those two words. Inta to a male, which means you. Inti to a female, which means you. Those are the only masculine and feminine words that we have. There's not a lot of there's not any other masculine and feminine words, to be all the way honest with you. Because like I said, a Creole is a simplified version of a language, and Nuwaubic is very simple. They don't, it's not, the master teacher didn't make it to whereas it was complicated for us. As well as the sentence structure in Nuwaubic is just like English to the greater extent. Meaning, if I was to say, I am going, when you say that in Nuwaubic, you're going to say the words I'm or I am and going in the same sentence sequence. So you don't have to worry about saying it like, as in Spanish, it would mean, you would say going am I, or going I am. I'm sorry, going I am. The Nuwaubic doesn't work like that. Nuwaubic actually is like, Arabic was spoken in the English sentence sequence, so it makes it a little bit more simple. So let's go back to 12. 12 is un, right? Un. And these are what you call in Nuwaubic complex vowels. You have UN, EN, and AN. Un is pronounced as in bun or fun, right? And number 13 gives you the complex vowel EN, which is pronounced in, as in the world or inside of something. And you have the last complex vowel, which is AN, pronounced an, as in ban, fan, dan. And then the last double letter, like the U and the Y, it's not an actual vowel. It's just like two different vowels that come together. And it's pronounced uy, uy, as in the Spanish word muy, right? So if I was to say the word for call in Nuwaubic, it's spelled N-A-D-U-Y. And that's pronounced nadui, nadui. So UI is always pronounced uy. You get that, Brother Elder?
Hey, I got you. I got you. Keep going because I'm doing changing my son's diaper.
Okay, so now let's go to a different slide. Okay, so I'm gonna blow this up so we can be able to see it a little bit better. Can you see the Nuwaubic pronouns? I'm just trying to verify that it can be seen on the screen.
Yeah, I see it.
Okay, so it must be understood that the master teacher has written several scrolls on the various different dialects of the Nuwaubian sacred language. And we, the true sons and daughters of Nuwaubu, sound right reasoning, out of respect, aim to preserve all of the dialects as they are all alchemically linked. Note, combining the dialects into one dialect helps us to raise our vibrational frequency. Nuwaubic deals with the science of resonant energy. In modern science, the term resonant is used to refer to things that vibrate or oscillate at a certain frequency. Resonance occurs in anything that vibrates. Examples of resonance can be found in various different things. Language is one of them. The etymology of the word resonance comes from the prefix re, meaning again, and the suffix sonance, meaning sound. Thus, the etymological sense of the word resonance is to resound or to sound again, or it can mean the sound of ray. In the Heliopolis cosmology of ancient Kemet, the sound or utterance emitted from the sun deity Re was called Hu, or Hure, or Heru, or Horus. The deity Hu was the personification of creative utterance, tone, pulsation, sound, and vibration. Nuwaubic is designed to help our brains and our biorhythms vibrate on a frequency that links us with the vibrations of the creative force of nature called non-ether, as well as to link all Nuwaubians who speak it, their brain waves together. Its vibrational tones help us to regain our higher senses and psychic powers. So now, with that being said, family, we're gonna go right to the pronouns. All right, so these pronouns are called prefix pronouns, right? And what we mean by prefix pronouns is we want to put these pronouns in front of verbs or in front of any word that we have to use, whether we're saying I'm going, I'm in the house, I'm at the store, you're going, you're in the house, you're at the store. All of these pronouns would go before the word that you want to use them with. And so the first pronoun in the Nuwaubic dialect is ana, ana. And ana means I or I am, right? The second pronoun, which is a masculine, it is pronounced inta, inta, inta. And inta means you to a male. The third pronoun is feminine, and it's also you, but it's always said to a female, is inti, inti, inti. And this means you to a female. The fourth pronoun is hua, 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 and this means he. The fifth pronoun is hia, 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 and this means she. The sixth pronoun is nahnu, nahnu, nahnu. And this means we. So let's stop here for a second because I want to explain to you about what's called an aspirant H in Nuwaubic. An aspirant H in Nuwaubic, just as in Arabic, is when you actually breathe out as you pronounce the H. Nahnu, nahnu, right? And so when you pronounce an aspirant H, we have to hear, in order to properly pronounce the word, the air come out. And it doesn't have to be delayed as I'm saying it, because I'm only saying it so you catch on to the pronunciation. But it's said pretty quickly, but you can hear the air in it when I say it, as in this case, nah, nah, nah. And this means we. The number 7 is the pronoun whom, 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 which means they, as in the English word whom, W-H-O-M. That'd be the phonetic equivalent to this particular pronoun, whom, and that means they. Number 8, and the final prefix pronoun is entum, 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 which means you all or y'all. So these pronouns below that I'm about to give you can only be used to go at the end of simple present verbs and past tense verbs. They are called suffix pronouns and form what we call verb pronoun conjugations. So just as I just gave you all the prefix pronouns, ana, inta, inti, huwa, hiya, nahnu, hum, and entum, there are other pronoun equivalents, but they're not prefix pronouns, they're called suffix pronouns. And you can use them in 2 ways. You can use them at the end of verbs in the simple present tense, and you can use them with verbs in the past tense, right? And I'm gonna give you examples after I actually show you guys how to pronounce them and what they mean. So number 9, the suffix pronoun for I would be tu, right? As in, if I was to say semastu, past tense, I used. Zahabtu, past tense, I went. Nazartu, past tense, I saw. Or in the simple present, you can say zahubtu, I go. Just as well as you can use the prefix pronoun ana and say anazahu, I go. Ananazor is the simple present tense form of I see. And you can also say nazortu. The only difference between ana and tu is ana would go before the word and tu would be hooked on to the end of the word, but they both mean the same thing. So just keep that in mind, family. So number 10, ta, which means you. Now, I just showed you in the prefix pronouns that there is a masculine you to say to a male, which is enter. And I showed you that there was a feminine you to say to a female, which is enti. But in these pronouns, this particular pronoun, it goes both ways for masculine and feminine. So let's say, for example, I say you go, and I use the suffix pronoun instead of the prefix pronoun. I would say zahubta, you go. Now with that, it could be said to a male or female. Remember, Nuwaubic is an Arabic Creole, so the language is more simplified. You don't have all the complications with it. So if I say zahubta, you go, that can be said to a female or male, as in the sentence zahubta ila lamidan bukra. Zahubta ila lamidan bukra. Zahubta ila lamidan bukra. Zahubta ila lamidan bukra. And this would mean you go to school tomorrow, right? And that's, again, said to male or female. So let's go to number 11, who. Now notice that although these are suffix pronouns representing the same meaning of the actual prefix pronouns, they're said different because who is a shorter version of huwa, right? And this is also used in Arabic, but you only add these pronouns at the end of verbs in the simple present or verbs in the past tense of the language. So let's say, for example, if I was to say again, he went, zahabhu. If I was to say he saw, nazarhu. If I was to say he wrote, katabhu. If I was to say he spoke, dabarhu, dabarhu, right? He spoke. Dabarhu ilahiya. He spoke to her. Dabarhu ilani. He spoke to me. Dabarhu ilahum. He spoke to them, and so on and so forth. So only thing you need to remember, besides memorizing the actual suffix pronouns, is that these suffix pronouns can only go at the end of the word, and they must be connected with the word to make it one word. You can't say who zahab, right? Because who can't come in front of the verb, it only can come in the back of the verb. So number 12, we have the pronoun ha. Remember I told you in the last part, H's were soft. H's were hard. So that makes the vowel A hard. And a hard A is ah as an opposite, not a as an apple. So HA would be pronounced ha, and this means she, or it can mean her. But in this case, it means she. And so if I was to say she went, zahabha, zahabha. If I was to say she saw, nazarha, nazarha. If I was to say she wrote, katabha, katabha. If I was to say she walked, mashabha, mashabha, and so on and so forth. Now you can do it in a way to whereas you use the prefix pronoun in the past tense, and you can use the suffix pronouns, but it makes no sense because it's like you're saying the same thing over. For example, if I was to say, he is a habha, and you'll find this in the teacher's guide, it'll be written just like that. He is a habha, or enter zahabtu, or ana zahabtu, right? Ana already means I, or I am. To already means I. So you can drop the prefix the prefix pronoun and only use the suffix pronoun, and the sentence still is correct that it means the same thing, because in Creoles we speak shorter sentences. So let's go on to the next one. The next word in 13 is na. Na as a gnat, right? Now, I taught you in the alphabets that the end were hard letters. And
hey,
that if a
my bad, I wanted to say this as a point. When he's saying these words, repeat them out. Like when he say them out loud, you say them out loud. That way you can start learn, like, you know, getting your brain tuned up to say it. So when he say a word and he pronounced like he on 13, nod. So when he pronounce it, you pronounce it in your head or say it out loud. And that's how I'm practicing it too, you know, so I can memorize it and learn it. And I'm actually gonna go back and watch this class again afterwards, because Hakeem is, you know, but I'm still right here with you though. Go ahead. My bad for interrupting though and messing up your floor. I just wanted to throw that out there for people. When he say the word, you repeat it out there.
That's what we want them to do. I want them to be able to follow along, as well as come join my class, because I just set up another class on Clubhouse versus Facebook in the group, so that brothers and sisters can be able to come and get the information. But that was a good point. So we are number 13, and the word is na for we. And I spoke about the N being a hard letter when I was basically conveying the message of the hard and soft letters in the alphabet. However, it does not matter in most cases, except the R, right? Except the R in most cases, if you double the A, even if you put a hard vowel to it, a hard consonant to it, it will always be pronounced a as an apple, just as in number 13, na. That's na, not na, even though we know that the end is hard, and it would make a single A that precedes it hard. When two A's precede it, it's automatic soft. Just like if we go back to 13, if we was to put an H, A, as it's written here on the screen, it would be pronounced ha. But if you add another A to it, it automatically makes it soft, as in had, right? The only word in the language that does not follow that rule is the Nuwaubian's universal greeting, rahubat, because there's two A's, and there's a reason for that. The double A in that particular word represents an ing that is not pretty much a part of the actual present tense. It's actually the infinitive present tense, and that's a different form, and we'll get into that a little later. So number 14, right? If you pronounce this always whom, as in the English word W-H-O-M, whom, right? And if you was to say they went in the past tense of go, it would be zahab hum. Zahab hum. Zahab hum ilaha bazar. They went to the mall. Zahab hum ilaha suq. They went to the store. Zahab hum ilaha hudru. They went to the room. Nazarhum. They saw or they looked. If you was to say nasarhum, they helped. Nasarhum, they helped. All of these words, I just want to keep reminding you, as far as these suffix pronouns, suffix means that it hooks onto the end of the word in Nuwaubic, and you make it one. So if I was to spell the word they looked, I would spell it Nazarhum. And I would make that one word when I write it. Nazarhum, they saw or they looked. So let's go to number 15. You have tum. And that means you all or y'all. Now, of course, us, as Nubian people, we use Ebonics, so we definitely say y'all. It's not often that you hear a lot of people, unless they speak very proper, say you all. So tum would be y'all, right? And so if I was to say y'all went, I would say zahabtum. If I was to say y'all called, nadetum, me, y'all called me. Nadetum nahnu, y'all called us. And it always is pronounced as tum, not tum, tum, right? Okay, so now we're gonna go into a little bit of pronunciate vocabulary words, so that you guys can actually, when you see these in the books, you'll kind of know how it's pronounced and how they came up with the words. So number 16 is conveying the word of for me, right? Now the word in Nuwaubic for the word for, F-O-R, is li. Remember, if you go back to the alphabets and the, not the alphabets, I'm sorry, the actual vowels, you'll know that the letter I is always pronounced li. I is always pronounced E, as in a long E. It's never pronounced I, unless a H influences it. IH would be I, but for the most part, when you see an I, it is always pronounced E. So that would be li ni. The word for me is ni, right? Ni, as in my knee, but it's spelled N-E-E. So lini means for me. Lini means for me. Now, if I was to say the word mine, as in this is mine, this is a possessive pronoun, right? You use the word la, which means don't, and ni, which means me, and you pronounce it lenni, 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 and this means mine. So you have lini, for me, lenni, mine. So let's use that real quick. That is for me. Dik lini, dik lini, dik lini, dik lini. That's for me. This is mine. Haza lenni, haza lenni, haza lenni, haza lenni. This one is mine. Haza wahed lenni, haza wahed lenni, haza wahed lenni, haza wahed lenni, haza wahed lenni. This one is mine. Let's go to the next, number 18. You have the two words li and who. Again, li is the Nuwaubic word for the word for, and who means he or him or his, depending on how you use it. In this case, it's him. So these are two words that in Nuwaubic we always put together for writing. When for writing purposes, if you was to see Nuwaubic written, this is how it would be in the writing, right? To make it one word. And it's pronounced lihu, lihu, lihu. And that means for him. But when you take the word la, which means don't, and then take the word who, which means him, and combine them together, you get lahu, lahu, lahu. And this means his. Digwahe lahu. That one is his. Digwahe lahu. Hazawahe lihu. This one is his. Right? Or lihu. This is his. And that's pretty much slang when you use the word had, because had means a lot of things. I'm going to actually make a PowerPoint on that, and we'll do that in another lesson. But so number 20 combines the two words li and ha. Now, I know I just told you in the previous explanation that when you see a double A, that even if the letter is hard, it would make it soft. But in this particular example, it is only written that way for writing purposes, not speech purposes. So for example, when you see L-I-H-A-A, you know that that is a possessive pronoun being combined with li, so that you'll know that it's for her, but it's only for writing. You only use that to recognize what you're doing in writing. In the actual spoken aspect of the language, you would still always pronounce it the same way, liha, as if it was only one, liha, liha, and that means for her. Same thing with this one. You got the word la, again, la means don't. And then you have the word ha, but with the double A, this is for writing purposes only, meaning, or reading purposes only, meaning it doesn't matter in these cases of the word as far as pronunciation, because it's always going to be pronounced as if it's still hard or soft, depending on the letter that precedes the A. Only when you're actually writing it does that matter, so that you can get the interpretation of it being a possessive pronoun. So la and ha is laha, 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 and that means hers. Ha or hada laha or dik laha, that's hers. Haza laha, this is hers. Hazi laha, it's hers, as in it is hers, right? Or huzi, which is it's, as in the pronoun, that's its with no actual apostrophe. You know, it apostrophe s, it is, right? And its without an apostrophe is it's, as in a thing, like whatever type of object. So if I have my hatuf, which is a phone, and I'm saying, let's say this belongs to this particular female, and I'm trying to tell a person that this phone or it's hers, I would say huzi laha, huzi laha, huzi laha, it's hers, because we're making reference to a thing as opposed to it is. So let's go to number 22. You have li, na, li, na, li, na, lina, lina, and lina means for us. Now you have the two words la, na, la, na. Now, let me show you something, family. You see the N in this particular word, and this happens a lot in Nuwaubic. Sometimes whatever is the middle letter, in most cases, whatever is the middle letter, depending on what it is, it needs to be pronounced on the left side of the word as well as the right side of the word. So you wouldn't separate those two as la and na. You would say lenna, lenna. You make sure the N is pronounced on the left and the right. Lenna, lenna. Now this means ours. Haza, lenna. This is ours. Deep, lenna. That is ours. That is ours. Ham, lenna. Those are ours. Number 24. Li, kum. Li, kum. Li, kum. Now, in the previous explanation, I gave you TUM, tum, for you all. right? That means you all. But kum is also a suffix pronoun that means you all, but it's usually used in the sense of nouns. So if this was y'all's house and we say bait as house, bait kum. You wouldn't say bait tum because tum is you all, but it's only connected with verbs. Kum is you all, but it's only connected with nouns, if that makes sense. That's how the rules apply with tum and kum as far as in Nuwaubic. So we say likum for you all. Lakum means you alls or y'alls. That's y'all's house, right? So let's go to 26. La and ka. Now the ka in this number 26, in some dialects, they use masculine and feminine for yours, right? And the ka would be more feminine and the ta would be more masculine. But in this case, it's unisex, right? It can be said to a female or male. Like I said, the only masculine and feminine words in the Nuwaubic is the word for you, inta and inti. Other than that, it's not that complex. So the word laka would be used as yours, whether it's to a male or female, laka. So then you have 27, li, ta. Li, ta. Notice the taa, right? And that's the same as the suffix pronoun ta when we're doing the verb. I want to say noun, but it's not noun. Verb pronoun conjugation with the ta, as in zahubta, I go, zahubta, I went, or nazortu, nazorta, I see, or I look, nazarta, which means I looked or I saw. Well, it's the same thing. Now, this is also masculine and feminine, but this comes from the Egyptian dialect. Lita means for you to a female. Lika means for you to a male. And this is in connection with inta and inti. But you don't have much of that. Like pretty much that and inta and inti are the only ways that you actually would use masculine and feminine, basically for the verb, not verb, but the pronoun you. You get that, young elder?
Indeed, indeed.
Okay, so now I want to do some simple present tense sentences using the pronouns so you'll hear how they sound. And I explained this in the first slide that you and I did together, but I'm going to do it over. The basic verb form in Nuwaubic has the A vowel and the U vowel in it. If you see all these these words, I'm scrolling up and down, they all have AU in it. And what we mean by that is, this is what you call in Nuwaubic the simple present. This particular verb form only makes statement, family. It's not ing words, it's just I eat, I think, I need, I should, I see, you should, you think, you eat. It's only a statement. You eat a lot. That's a statement. Enta akul kutor. Enta akul kutor. Enta akul kutor. Enta akul kutor. It's just making statements with the different pronouns. So I want you to understand that the simple present tense is only for you to use to make general statements. Nothing more, nothing less. So the first sentence is Ana aku. Ana aku. Ana aku. Ana aku. Ana aku. This means I eat. Now, I use the word eat in Nuwaubic for a reason, because when I first came on the live, I was speaking about regular verbs and the 3-part regular verbs and the irregular verbs. Akul is an irregular verb. And here's what we mean by irregular verb. A verb in Nuwaubic is irregular if it does not have 3 visible consonants, like N, T, G. Those are 3 consonants. And then you put the A between the first 2 letters and the U between the second 2 letters. In this particular verb tense, if you take the AU vowels out, take them out. In your mind, take the vowels out. you will only find that there is a K and L. So that is what you call a two-part verb because the A and the U are vowels. So we use two-part, three-part, and four-part verbs when you're talking about, we use two-part, three-part verbs when you're talking about either two consonants, KL in this case, three-part verbs, as in the next case, bazun, which is BZN, and four-part verbs where there's four letters and A and U are placed in it. In this particular example of aku, there's only two consonants, the K and the L. The A and the U are vowels, so those are not consonants. So keep that in mind, family, that irregular verbs in Nuwaubic is any verb that either has less than three consonants or more than three consonants. And there's only two-part, three-part, and four-part. I didn't do any four-part verbs, but I did do the two-part verb just to give you all a heads up. So let's go to the next word. Next sentence. Ana bazun. Ana bazun. Ana bazun. Ana bazun. Ana bazun. Ana bazun. I think. Just like if I was to say, or you was to say the sentence, I think so. Ana bazun fa. Ana bazun fa. Ana bazun fa, right? So now look at the word bazun. And when you look at the verbs, I want you to develop the mind to be able to take the vowels out. So the vowels that are in bazun is the A and the U, right? In your mind, take it out and visualize what do you see without the vowels. You see a B, you see a Z, and you see the letter N. That is a regular form verb because that is three consonants, B, Z, N. Now look at where the vowels are actually placed. You place the A in front of the B and the Z, you place the U between the Z and the N, and that comes up with the word bazun. Now, why is the first syllable pronounced ba? Because the letter B is hard, and a hard A is pronounced a as an opposite, not a as an apple. So that would be ba-zun, bazun. So that's using ana with simple present tenses. Let's go to enter. So the next sentence is, or the next phrase I should say is enter hatug. Enter hatug. Enter hatug. Enter hatug. Enter hatug. Enter hatug. Now, look at the actual three-part verb or the verb hatug, right? Take the A and the U out of it. In your mind, I want you to keep, every time I go to a verb, I want you to take the vowels out of it because I want you to get a visual of what the verb actually looks like without the vowels. So that verb would look like H, T, G, right? So simple present tense, what is the rule to create the simple present? It has to have the vowels A and U in it. And what does the simple present tense represent? Simple, a statement form. You need me more than I need you. You need this, I don't, when you're making statements. So when you say enter hatug, you're saying you need. It's not that you're needing right now, it's just at any given time, you need, or whatever it is you're gonna use with the other vocabulary words to complete the sentence. Let's go to the next one. You have enter yajub. Enter yajub. Enter yajub. Now, I want to remind you all of this, which I actually spoke about it in the first live that myself and Young Elder did it, that there is a such thing as a word in the Nuwaubic that we call afe, A-F-A-Y, afe, afe. And afe is the proper rhythm of the word, right? So when I'm pronouncing it, it's not the proper rhythm. I'm trying to give you the syllables so that it's clearly understood how the word is pronounced. So when I say enter, yeah, Jew, that is not the proper afe. That is not the proper rhythm. I'm just doing that so that you understand exactly the syllables that comes along with the word and how that's going to be pronounced. So we say enter, yeah, Jew. Enter, yeah, Jew. The proper afe would be enter, yaju. Enter, yaju. Enter, yaju, right? Ente yajib zahu bila hasu. You should go to the store. Ente yajib zahu fi habit. You should go in the house. Ente yajib zahu wa bita. You should go over her house. Right? That's the proper afe. Now let's deal with the letter Y in this particular word, which is soft. Why did I say ya Jew? And in the sentence before it, I say ha tu. Here's a reminder. H's are hard, so it's going to make the vowel that precedes it, the A, hard, ha, as in opposite. And Y's are soft, so it's going to make the A vowel that actually precedes it or come after it pronounced ya, not ya. So that's why H-A-T-U-G is pronounced ha, tu, and Y-A-J-U-B is pronounced yaju, yaju, you should. So let's go to the next one. Inti Nazor. Inti Nazor. Inti Nazor. Now, in this particular form of you, we're talking to a female, whereas when we was using the term prior to this, inta, you're saying you, but you're talking to a male. So let's establish that. But again, I want you to take the word Nazor, right? Mentally omit or take out the A and the U. And then tell yourself what are the three letters that you have left over. You have an N, you have a Z, and you have an R, right? When you add the simple present tense form vowels in it, which is always A-U, you get na and zor. Now, you are in Nuwaubic is never pronounced We never pronounce it That's not our way. You are is pronounced or, as in the English word or, me or you, or, just like it says in the Bible, Abraham was born in Ur of Chaldea. You don't pronounce that of Chaldea or Chaldea. You pronounce it or. So that's Nazor, Nazor. So inti, Nazor. Inti, Nazor. Now here's the proper rhythm or the proper afe. Inti Nazor. Inti Nazor. Inti Nazor. Right? You look or you see. So that's just like me and young elder. We standing outside and we see a beautiful female. And I'm like, Inti Nazorha? You see her? Inti Nazorha? And be like, Tua, Anna Nazorha. Yeah, I see her. The next sentence, which in the verb, this is a complex verb insofar as the letter KH, but I'm going to try to help you guys pronounce it. You definitely need water for the GH and the KH. So please do not hesitate to get you a cup of water because you will dry your mouth out if you aren't pronunciating it properly. So in this sentence or phrase, you would say, Inti Rachut. Inti Rachut. Inti Rachut.
You gotta get nasty on that last, but you gotta make it nasty. You know, you gotta put a little nasty on there.
Yeah, it's actually what I do is I overstress the sound when I pronounce it, just to try to help people develop some type of mental capacity and capability to mimic it. But it's really light, like inti rachut, inti rachut, inti rachut. You know, inti rachut Allah had tarabus. You put that on the table, inti rachut. Fiha ta'umi. You put that in my food. Inti rachut. Inti rachut. Right? Rachut. 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 Inti rachut. Inti rachut. Inti rachut. Now with the KH, I tell you, please, family, bring your water. Because that KH and GH will have your mouth dried out and your beginning stages trying to learn how to pronounce it. So let's go to the next. Now we're using hua, which is the prefix pronoun for he. Right? Hua, zahu. Hua, zahu. Hua, zahu. Now I'm going to give you the proper afe, proper rhythm. Hua zahu. Hua zahu. Hua zahu. Hua zahu. Hua zahu bila lamidan. Juliovum. He goes to school every day. Huwayaha bibeta Juliobum. He goes by her house every day. Huwazahu Karhua. He goes with him. Right? Huwazahu. Huwazahu. Remember, again, these are just statements. So
hey, can I ask
there's
a
no.
question? My bad, my bad.
Okay,
Hey,
go ahead, bro.
on the Hua Zahu. Now, if you want to say to a girl, to a female, a feminine, you change that's the A. You change the U out with the A, and so that'd be
No,
okay. All right. I thought that's what
no.
you were saying. Go ahead. Go ahead. My bad. My bad.
Okay, so again, I can't stress this enough. Nuwaubic is literally an Arabic Creole. We don't have all those complexities in it. There's a word for he, there's a word for he, and there's a word for she.
Okay.
So you would say, which is the next word actually. In this particular case, you're only talking to a male. Okay, let me just say this also. In the simple present tense, the verb doesn't change like it does in the actual present tense or the past tense. The verb doesn't change. So you take that one word zahu, you could say ana zahu, I go.
And the Zahu.
Into zahu, you go when you're talking to a male. Inti zahu, you go when you're talking to a female. Huwa zahu, he goes talking to a male. He, and you say here zahu if you're saying it to a female, or you're talking about a female. I might say to you like here zahu bilaha makludi dakon jol yo, she goes to the store every day. Here zahu ilaha makludi dakon jol like that. Like, but there's really no masculine and feminine besides inta and inti, lita and likat. That's it. There's really no masculine and feminine. Unless you're dealing with how you say like the now the Egyptian dialect and toot and took. But we don't really use that for the pronouns, right? All of our pronouns that you see right here comes out of Nubic. Ana, inta, inti, huwa, hiya, nahnu, hum, intu, right? So you're only going to have masculine and feminine in these pronouns when you're talking, when you're saying the word for you, the pronoun for you, and you have to say inta to a male, inti to a female. So the next sentence with huwa would be huwa lamud. Huwa lamud. Huwa lamud. Huwa lamud. Huwa lamud. Now, why did I say lamud instead of lamud? Because if you go back to the Nuwaubic alphabet, the L is soft, so it makes the vowel A soft, and a soft A is A as in apple, not A as an opposite. It's A is an apple. Huwa lamud is the afe, the proper rhythm. Huwa lamud. Huwa lamud ni Nuwaubic, or huwa lamud ni Nuwaubiya. He teaches me Nuwaubic. Huwa lamud ni halagat. Huwa lamud ni halagat. He teaches the language, or he teaches me the language, right? So now we go to the feminine pronoun for she, right? And the first sentence is hiya baruth. Hiya baruth. Hiya baruth. Hiya baruth. Hiya baruth. Hiya baruth. So if I was to say to you, young elder, hiya baruth Nuwaubic, she knows Nuwaubic. Hiya baruth hatalum, she knows the doctrine. Hiya baruth ha, she knows her. Hiya baruth hu, she knows him. Hiya baruth. Hiya baruth. Hiya baruth. Hiya baruth. Baruth means no. It stems from the Arabic word araf. Like in Arabic, if I was to say I know, I would say ana araf. Ana araf. But in this, we say baruth. The B has been added. The letter B has been added to araf to mean no. Whereas now araf with the ayn means define. Araf diklini, like define that for me. Or capable in the araf. How do you define that? Araf has become the word for define, whereas baruf in Nuwaubic has become the word for no. And a baruf, I know. Inta baruf. You know, talking to a male. Inti baruf. You know, to a female. Huwa baruf. He knows. Hiya baruf. Nahnu baruf. Hum baruf. Intum baruf. So the pronouns are very important. The prefix pronouns are very important, like ana, inta, inti, huwa, hiya, nahnu, hum, intum. You have to get that down pat because you need the pronouns. All right, so let's go on to the next one. And I chose this particular word blame for a reason because I wanted you to hear how a sounds when a W comes afterwards, right? So even though a LA or a L would be soft and A would be la, you can't pronounce that this way because vowels actually are influenced by the actual letter that comes after it. Also, just like look at the word for no. The AR will always in Nuwaubic be pronounced R. It would say the letter R's name as in English, R, right? So if I got LAR, LAR. If I got FAR, FAR. If I got KAR, CAR, right? It will always have an influence on the A vowel before it. So will the W. So will the W. So when you say LAWUM, you say law, as in you're not following the law, and womb. Now notice that the W is pronounced on the left side of the word and the right side of the word. I say law, and the W is included, and womb, like the womb of a mother. Womb, law womb, law womb. Here, law womb. Here, law womb. Here, law womb. That's the afe, the rhythm. Here, law womb. Here, law womb need Joe's shade. Like she blames me for everything. Here, law womb need Shayu at the Hua Bamala. She blames me for things he did. Here, law womb, law womb. You get that? Okay, so
oh yeah, keep going. We with you.
Okay, so now let's go to the pronoun nahnu. Now I'm gonna say this again, family, and sometimes this can be hard for a few people. I don't think that the aspirant H is too hard for most people. If you really listen to the sound, I think that it resonates with the brain waves pretty easily, as opposed to the K, the GH, and the Ein. When you pronounce the H in this word, you always breathe out nah, 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 right? Now I'm over exaggerating it so you can hear the sound, but it's really short. Nah, nah, nah. And the verb would be samus. Remember I told you, in a lot of the different verbs, especially in the simple present, or all the verbs actually, the letter in the middle must be pronounced on the left side and the right side. So Sam Moose. It's almost like it's two M's in it. Sam Moose. Sam Moose. Samus. Samus. Nahnu Samus. Nahnu Samus Nuwaubic lemma nahnu ala jimo. We use Nuwaubic when we're together. Nahnu Samus Nuwaubic lemma nahnu awuz li dobori la ahudokhra. We use Nuwaubic when we want to speak to each other, right? Samus, Samus, use. Nahnu Samus. Nahnu Samus dil. We use these. Nahnu Samus deep. We use that. Nahnu Samus ham. We use those. Okay, so the next word would be, the next phrase, I'm sorry, would be Nahnu Rakub. Nahnu Rakub. All R's must be rolled. If you have a problem with rolling the R's, I have certain drills that'll help you, but it's not like Spanish, like ar, as in gar. No, it's not that. It's like ra, 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 where the tongue lightly touches the roof of your mouth. Nahnu raku. Just like it shouldn't be rahu bat. That's a flat R. It's a rahu bat, rahu bat, rahu bat, rahu bat usara, or rahu bat muisar, like that. So in this particular word, raku, which means rod, is nahnu raku. Aspirant H, nahnu, and a rolled R, a softly rolled R, and raku, nahnu raku, which means we ride. Nahnu raku fi zatu sayor. We ride in the same car. Nahnu raku bimo. We ride together. So let's go to the next phrase using the pronoun whom, right? So whom, remember I told you the H-U-M, whom, is the same as the English word W-H-O-M, whom. Whom darus. Remember that R that's in the middle got to be pronounced on the left side and the right side. So it's darus, 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 which means study. Whom darus. Whom darus. Now here's the proper afe, proper rhythm. Whom darus. Whom darus. Whom darus Nuwaubic Joliowum. They study Nuwaubic every day. Whom darus Kefa Liasala Sayorat. They study how to fix cars, right? Or whom daruzi, they study, or whom daruzdi, they study that. The next one would be whom janu, whom janu, whom janu. Now here's the proper afe, whom janu, whom janu, whom janu. Mind you, the J is what? Is the J hard or soft? Who remembers? J is always, nope. J is always
soft.
Soft.
Okay, damn, my bad.
It's okay. That's what I'm here for. J is always soft. So because the J is soft, the A is going to be soft. All you have to remember is that if the letter is soft, what would that make the vowel A sound like? A soft A is A, as an apple. A, as an apple. If the letter is hard, it's going to make the A hard. And a hard A in Nuwaubic is A, as an opposite. A. So you got A, hard A, soft A. A J is soft, so it's going to make the word Janu. Janu. But always keep in mind the middle letter. The middle letter in this word is an N. Now, some middle letters don't follow the rule, but I can't think of any that don't. So I want you to just all across the board, just use this as a rule. If depending on the letter in the middle, it has to be pronounced on the left side syllable, jen, and the right side syllable, nu. You hear the N in the nu part of the word and the jen part of the word. So that would be hum janu, hum janu, hum janu. It's not janu because that means you separate the letters. No, it's all in one. Janu, janu, janu. So here's the proper afe. Hum janu. Hum janu. I'd be like, hum janu ni torbaras. Like, y'all, they bring me bullshit, basically. Or hum janu ni sheiwa digana la bahu. Like, they bring me things I don't like. Hum janu. Hum janu. Okay, so the last pronoun with the two sentences is entum kamud. Entum kamud. Entum kamud. Now, the letter K, is it hard or is it soft? You'll know if a letter is hard or soft by the way the vowel A sounds after it. Did I say kamud or did I say kamud? I said kamud. So the letter K would be hard because the hard A is A as an opposite. A as an opposite. A as an opposite. Just get that in your mind. So here's the afe. Here's the proper rhythm. Entum kamud, entum kamud, entum kamud, entum kamud. And a sentence would be entum kamud bisaha. Entum kamud bisaha. Like they lead correctly, right? Or entum kamud nahnu ila Nuwaubic. they lead us to Nuwaubic. Okay, so the last sentence here is Entum Mabun. Entum Mabun. Entum Mabun. Entum Mabun. Is the letter M hard or soft? Based on you hearing the vowel sound, because in Nuwaubic, here's how Nuwaubic works. Nuwaubic works by tones. And the tones are created by the influences of the actual consonants with the vowels. But more so, we pay attention to the vowels, because if I hear ah, oo, or ah, oo, I already know you in the simple present. I already know that you're in the, I don't even care if it's a word I never heard before. I already know you're in the simple present. If I hear ah, e, oo, ah, e, oo, ah, e, oo. When I hear that sound, I know that that person is talking about something that's happening right now, because that's the present. If I hear ah, 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 I know that that person is talking about something that already happened. In Nuwaubic, you listen for the vowels, and the consonants of the word tells you the actual word, but the vowels is what tells you what tense they're using. So if I hear ma boon, ah oo, surrounded with those words, I already know you're just making a statement. Into mabun, and M is a hard letter because it's ma boon, not mad boon. Mad boon would mean that the M is soft. Ma boon means that the M is hard, because a hard A is ah as an opposite. Ah as an opposite. A soft A is ah as an apple. Ah as an apple. So the proper afe for that particular phrase would be entomabun. Entomabun. Entomabun di Nuwaubic kalan ha hag toru. You all realize that Nuwaubic is the true way. Entomabun di Nuwaubic kalan hagat. Y'all realize that Nuwaubic is facts, right? So now, you got any questions, young girl, before I go to the next PowerPoint? You want to get some questions going?
Yeah, we're gonna take questions in about 10 minutes. We got about 30, we got about 28, 26 minutes left. So in about 10 minutes, we'll start taking questions. You could go probably like one more slide, probably then we'll be
one more slide.
Yeah.
One more slide.
We're coming back though. We're coming back next Wednesday. So we just giving them
get me on here, man. I love this, man. I love it. Like, I'm a master at Nuwaubic. I'm a master at Nuwaubic.
They say, oh, young girl don't know the language. Well, nigga, we about to know it now. Nigga, how about that? How about that, nigga? Hey, go ahead, though. Go ahead, my bad.
Okay, no doubt. So instead of giving something complex, let me go ahead and give a little something more simpler. Let me blow this up for you. Right? And these, what we're going to deal with now is actual, we're going to deal with actual nouns. I'm about to call and have me some food coming on the way. All right, so these are nouns in Nuwaubic. Now, let me just say this before I get into it, because I only got 10 minutes. I really don't like to read fast, so I'm not even going to worry about reading the whole thing, because I rather
take your time, though. Take your time. You really got we can go longer, but I'm saying is you go over this slide and then we'll take questions and we'll be good.
Okay, cool. All right. So I just want to say this. We call this dialect Nuwaubic, and it literally means Nuwaubic, or the language of the Nuwaubic. But it is a dialect that has merged all of the dialects that the master teachers have created in one dialect, because we want to preserve our language and the tones, because all of the languages, regardless to the words, was still on a different tonal scale that allowed us to be able to pretty much raise our frequencies and vibration. So if you spoke Nubic, if you spoke Nuwaubic simplified from Egyptian, if you spoke the Nuwaubic at a glance, it all vibrates on the same level, but together. And I'm going to do a scale. I'm going to show y'all literally how these letters and words have actual notes that they vibrate on, and what part of the scale of vibration that the letters actually or the words actually put your vibration on. I'm gonna show you the science of it all, just for people who don't believe that you will literally raise your vibrational frequency with Nuwaubic. I think that's important. So let's jump right into it. And this word right here, these are nouns. So nouns work a little bit different than verbs in Nuwaubic, but not with pronunciation. It's still, because in Nuwaubic, you have what's called verbal nouns. That means that when you see a verb with a simple present tense verb with the AU in it, it could be a word that shows action, or it also can be made into a thing. So now this first word is a very good example of an irregular 4-part verb, because again, family, I want y'all to be able to do this with Nuwaubic words. Take the vowels out of it and then see the letters that's left with it. In this first one, if you took the AU vowel out of it, you will have M, Z, B, L. That's M, Z, B, L, right? That's a 4-part verb, and that's pronounced mazbul. 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 Why am I saying that? Because the M is hard. It makes the vowel A hard, and a hard A is what? Ah, as in what? Opposite. A soft A is what? A, as in apple. So if that M is hard, that A is going to be hard. It's going to make the A sound like ah. So M-A-Z pronounced with the vowel letter A pronounced ah would be maz, ah, maz, bull, right? Now, trash can be used as a verb or noun. You can say trash that. Or you can say take out the trash. In the first example, we use trash as a verb, an action word, trash that. In the second one, we use trash as a noun. And Nuwaubic words do that a lot. They're what you call verbal nouns. It can be used to show an action, or it can be used to pinpoint or point out a thing. So mazbul, automui, dik, fiha, mazbul. Automui, dik, fiha, mazbul. Throw that in the trash. Automui, dik, fiha, mazbul. Right? Well, I'll just say rachad, or archad, dik, fiha, mazbul. Put that in the trash. Right? Automui would be the command tense of throw, right? In the garbage or trash. So let's go to the next one. Hashush, 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 hashush. This means grass, like cutting the grass. Now, this word also has its origin in Arabic as well. I don't know if y'all ever heard, well, I know you heard of the word assassin, right? And most people don't know that the word assassin comes from the word hashishin, which were people who smoke hash. It's like they would smoke hash and then go commit these brutal, violent acts of assassination on a political group of people. In that day and time, it was called the Ismailis, right? The Nizari Ismailis in Isfahan, northern Isfahan, which is present-day Iran now. So this word actually comes from that. Like grass, you know how in the older days the hippies called weed grass. That's right. That's what his word. Yeah, that's what his word comes from. Hashush or hashish is the same damn thing, right? But we use it for grasses in the actual grass on the land, not for hash as they used it back in the day. So it's kind of an upgrade. So hashush, hashush, akto ha hashush, akto ha hashush, akto ha hashush. That's like cut the grass, right? So now, this is a complicated word because it has an ayin in it. And the ayin is definitely the most complicated letter in the whole alphabet. It was hard for people back in the days in the Ansoro law community as adults to actually learn the pronunciation of the ayin. I was fortunate. My mother moved in the community at a young age. And so, you know, I basically learned Arabic from birth. I was born in the community. So for me, it's not hard, but it's definitely a hard letter. From my experience of teaching people, this is the hardest letter. And most of the times, you have to pronunciate it based on a different way, based on whether it comes in the beginning of the word, the middle of the word, or the ending of the word. This would be considered the middle of the word. So this is pronounced shar, 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 Now, if you can't pronounce the ein, it's okay for right now if you say shar, 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 as if there's no ein there at all. But it's shar, 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 right? Hair. Akto shari. Akto cut shari. My hair. You feel me? And that just takes practice. Let's go with the next verb or the next noun. I'm sorry. Now, this is also an irregular verb. Why? Because if you take, how do you know the difference between a regular and irregular verb? You have to take the vowels out of it and see if it is a 2-part verb, a 3-part verb, or a 4-part verb. So we're on number 4. If you take the AU out of it, how many consonants do you actually have? You have 4. You have an M, you have a K, you have a W, and you have a Y. So that is a 4-part verb because it has 4 solid consonants. When you put the A and the U in it, that gives it the vowel, but the M is hard. So if the M is hard, the A is hard. And a hard A sounds like what? I'm going to keep repeating this so y'all get it. A hard A is pronounced ah as an opposite. Ah as an opposite. Now, before I pronounce the whole word, I want to give you the sound of the UY again, because we did this inside of the actual vowels when I did the combination of letters. So a UY is pronounced the exact same way in Spanish, uy, as when the Spanish person say muy, right? Muy for a lot. So that's uy, 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 uy. So you would say makui, makui. Now, here's a little complex rule that, you just have to get used to in Nuwaubic. You see the K and the W? Those 2 consonants make a sound kwa, 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 right? So makui, makui. Remember I told you that whatever was the letters in the middle, it has to be pronounced on the left and the right. Well, in this case, it's a 4-part verb. So the K is pronounced on the left, but the KW is pronounced on the right. Makui, kui, like kui, makui, makui. And that means to iron. Now, this is actually the thing iron, like the actual object iron. But there is also the verb iron, kawi, as if I'm ironing my clothes. Akui, 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 or makui, makui. Because in Nuwaubic, when you take a 3-part verb from the simple present and put the MA prefix on it, that turns the actual noun into a thing. And we'll do that in a different class. So now let's go to number 5. Number 5 is forun, forun. Remember, middle letter must be pronounced on the left side and on the right side. Forun, forun. You are, I can't stress this enough. I teach a lot of people, they always mix it up. You are in Nuwaubic is pronounced or, as in or of Chaldea or of Chaldea, not not It's always pronounced or, forun, forun. Achad fiha forun. Put this in the oven. Achad dujaju fiha forun. Put the chicken in the oven. Achad bowi dujaju fiha forun. Put the barbecue chicken in the oven. Forun, oven. All right, so number 6, you have, remember I told you about the AW in the last example on the last word PowerPoint. The AW is always pronounced aw, as in jaw or saw, right? So even though the N is hard and the A coming after would be na, you can't do that when a W or R comes after. For example, if that was NAR, it wouldn't be pronounced na, it would be pronounced nar, right? As in Arabic, we would say nar, fire, smokeless fire in the Quran, right? That's not, which this word actually comes from that. You got nur for light, nar for fire. The AW is all. So that first syllable will be no. But remember, the letter that comes in the middle must be able to be pronounced on the left side of the word and the right. So if I say N-A-W, the first syllable, it would be no. And if I pronounce the W with the next two syllables, warat, warat, warat. Now, Nuwaubic, when you want to add an ER to create a noun, you add AT. Just as well as if you want to make a S word in Nuwaubic to make it plural, you would add AAT, as in the word rahubat. You don't say rahubat, greeter, you say rahubat, greetings, because that actually pluralizes the word greeting into greetings. Well, in this word, you have a suffix AT, at, which is pronounced at, as in the word hot, something that is hot. Nawarat, nawarat. And WR is war, as in WAR, war in English. War, no war, rat, no war, rat, no warat. Amruni no waratu. Now that's past me a lighter. Amruni had no war, or Amruni had no water. Pass me the lighter. Amruni had no water while I had manfi. Pass me the lighter and the ashtray. And Mruni had, or Anfuni had, give me, and Funi had no warat. Liana ana hatu the no war had migor. Pass me the lighter because I need to light this blunt. Okay, so the next one is fa or. Fa or. Now remember, a F in Nuwaubic is soft. So the A is going to be soft. And I know I sound redundant, but I just have to keep reminding y'all, family. A soft A is A as an apple. A as an apple. A hard A is A as an opposite, or A as an option. So that word would be fat or, fat or, fat or. And that's a mouse, but not like a mouse, like an animal, like the mouse to my computer right here. That's a computer mouse. Also, what I want you guys to understand is this. Usually when you see hyphenated words like that, it's because in its original form, it was an ayin word, like foul, foul, right? But it has been converted to be a hyphenated word to omit the ayin. And I don't know a word that's written like that that's not an actual ayin word because I speak Arabic. So most of the words I recognize from the Arab. So it's like fat or instead of foul, foul, right? Fat or. And this is a mouse you use with your computer. Let's go to number 8. Internet. 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 That means internet. 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 And Allah had internet called Young Elder. I'm on the internet with Young Elder. Internet. The next word is going to be hatuf. Hatuf. This is number 9. Hatuf. And now in Arabic, this word would be hatif. It would be spelled Hatif. Hatif. But this is hatuf. Hatuf. In our language, we exchange the U's for exchange the I's for U's, right? Or what they would call a kasra in Arabic, and a dhamma, which is U. Kasra is the I or the E, depending on the grammatical mark, and the dhamma is the U. Hatuf.
Hey,
go
man.
ahead.
Hey, let's add something right here to where you at. Some things like some of these words like this, like hatuf, I think we should start substituting these words right now. Like start substituting like certain words that we use, start substituting the Nuwaubic words for it piece by piece. Like say like, okay, I say we might use a sentence and then you might say use an English sentence, but you might say hatuf in the sentence. And then when we start using those words, then it come a formula to where, okay, that word now is hatuf. It's no longer phone, because that's what we call it. Like right now, we call those people. Okay, I ain't gonna say that those people. We call them tamahus, right?
Right.
Tamahus. So like we start substituting some of these words out right now in our even in our English language, even if we might use some of the words in English, some of the words we can already start translating out. Like ethernet, how you say it, like ethernet.
Ethernet.
And so we can start substituting these words out right now, like, and start using some of the and then piece by piece. And then once we get used to saying these words, it'll be a normal thing for that it'll be easy. Right now, as you teaching me the language, I'm learning how to teach it to my kids in a way to where right now, when I say when I tell my kid to bring my phone, I'm gonna say bring me the Hatu. So
right.
Yeah,
I see exactly what you're saying.
You know
what you're basically saying is, even though a person may not actually be in a position right now for fluent speech, give them the words to use along with the English, sort of what the Spanish people did with what they call Spanglish. They would use Spanish with English words until the person actually got the whole Spanish language.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so like this list you got right here, I'm gonna start using this list to when I talk to my sons. I'm no longer gonna say the English word. I'm just gonna say Hatush, and then if they I mean I'm just gonna say, like, you know, the English the Nuwaubic word in place of some of the words. That's why I can just build them up to where they ask me, okay, what's that? What's Hatu? I say, oh, that's that translates to phone in English, but the real word is Hatu. So I just start
talking like if you was to tell your son, I get it. It's like, okay, so the word for house is seyor. Yeah. I'm sorry, the word for car is seyor. Instead of saying go to the car and get my wallet, go to the seyor and get my wallet.
Exactly.
Got you.
And we start filling them in piece by piece.
You're a genius now.
Yeah, I'm telling you, start filling them in piece by piece. We change word. Once they get used to you saying that word for car, and then now you add another word into that sentence, so to a definition to something else, and then before you know it, you have a whole sentence on them as far as the Nuwaubic language, and they'll learn it just like that. It'll be simple to learn it just like that.
Okay, so I could put a book together in about a week with that.
That's what I'm saying. So I substitute some of the work, some of the things substitute the words that we use a lot, like you say, car, phone. We use these words a lot. TV, like words like that, like the words that we use, clothes, the words that we use a lot. We start substituting them out with the Nuwaubic words in the English sentences, and then we just over time of using those sentences, we get this piece by piece add more parts to the Nuwaubic part of it, and then before you know it, the kids will be already speaking it, man. They already know the words. When they hear you say it, they already know what it is because we programmed them already just by starting to change the English language out with our words right now. Even though if you
I can put together about 5 PowerPoints with the sentences just like that, like go to the map book and get me a kub. What you're really saying is go to the kitchen and get me a cup.
Yeah, pretty much.
I can put about 5 PowerPoints out by tomorrow.
And then I'm gonna tell you this too. What'll go along with this to make it even better for kids is images. The image of what the name of the thing is. Say like oven. You have a picture of an oven. So because the kids, people relate to pictures. We really telepathic people and picture image type people. So when I see an image and then I'm telling this kid, you know, Farhan, I'm telling this kid to go to the oven, and I'm substituting it for the Nuwaubian word, and the kid gonna get used to say, okay, this is what this is. He ain't gonna call it the oven no more. The kid gonna call it whatever you call it. So slowly he learning the language. He gonna say, okay, this is what this is, and then this is what this is. You attach the name to different the items, the stuff that we see every day and we use, our dressers, like food, you know, to the store. You already got that already. You pretty much already got that kind of like format laid out. But I'm saying this.
Put the pictures with the nouns, because what I did was I created I went on Quizlet, and Quizlet doesn't really allow you to get the pictures, but I got it to where if you go to the Quizlet and you join my Quizlet page, pretty much it'll give you the flashcards, and you can it'll help you take the test and all of that by just doing word sets. So what I can do is I can put together PowerPoints on the nouns from now on, with the actual pictures because I can upload the pictures to my files, and then like if I see a car, I can put the picture of a car with it.
Exactly. Yeah, that. So when the kids see it, it's like it's they brain gonna automatically associate that word with this object. So that's how people learn. And man, I'm telling you, it'll be a fast way to speed. Even me, just for me, I'm gonna start doing some of the words, switching them out. I'm not gonna even say certain words no more. I'm just gonna say the Nuwaubic word, and that's gonna be the name of that from this point on. Like even if I just like I'm gonna tell you, that's how Rahubat got so hot because people they don't really speak English, but they can remember that one word because everybody said. So now we don't even say hell is low no more. We just say Rahubat.
Rahubat,
Rahubat. So we don't even say it. So most of our community, our brothers and sisters, they mostly say it, right? And then they say, they know the goodbye and bye. So but we substituted hello with that word. You know what I'm saying? So now we no longer use hell is low. So it's the same thing with the phone, paper. This simple list you got right here. We can start with these 22 things, because this things is that we use right here a lot, like the radio, paper, shoes, sneakers, microwave, book, the tab. We use these things a lot. So we can start with just a simple list of 30 objects that we substitute out right now, and get rid of the word in English, and then substitute it for the Nuwaubic word. That way.
So what you need me to do? Just let me know what you need me to do, brother.
Come up with a simple list. The next week we might do this. Probably do it Friday. That way we going whenever you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do it next.
You tell me what need to be done. I can have it done by tomorrow.
I think we need to have the list of the things that we use every day. The words that the most said words. I know, like phone is one of them. Paper is one of them. Microwave is one of them. Book. These are different words that we use a lot. Get like a list of 30 words that we're gonna substitute right now for and then we start just saying those words over and over again repetitively, and in reference to what we the object, people automatically gonna know what it is, just like Rahubat. They learn, like everybody.
I see exactly what you're saying too, and that makes sense. That makes good sense, young elder, for real, because it's like take those nouns, put pictures with them, and just don't even use the English word for it. You don't have to say a full sentence, but just use this in place of these words until you just eradicate their speech permanently.
Yeah, exactly. We can wipe English completely out just by taking word by word and replacing it over a period of time. And eventually we all will be just speaking nothing but Nuwaubic.
I like that, man. So I can get on that tomorrow.
We'll put them in the game then, because right now, this list right here, this is a pretty easy list. I'm gonna go over it a couple times, and I'm gonna start like cup, door. We use this every day. You know what I'm saying? These words, sink, use it every day. TV, all these. Matter of fact, you already got the list right here, pretty much of the words that.
I just did 25 words because I try not to do too much, like, and give too much. So I just did like the way I do it is I start off with the verbs, because Nuwaubic is a verbal language. So if once when you know the verbs, you know the whole language. But then I'll give like vocabulary words, and then I give nouns so that it can be used like right now. But the way you saying it, I think that's a very good way to get people into it, to where we can actually start a dialogue with just substituting the nouns. Like go up the Taru, go up the road to the Souk. Go to the Souk for me and get me one Suda.
Exactly. Niggas doing it in the hood right now. They already substitute other words for shit in the hood right now. Man,
that's why I know that you a genius. That's why I know you're a damn genius.
Niggas do it right now. Like they got other words for like the crib. We changed house to crib. Like other words. This how language is developed pretty much over a period of time of people substituting other words, and then eventually they got a whole nother language. That's how language is formed to me, based on me looking at it. It's formed on people substituting words, and then eventually over time they got their own language.
That's exactly like the Mexicans. That's exactly what bred Ebonics.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they call what we speak Ebonics, right? And then the Mexicans got a Ebonics form called Cholo. It's a different form of, it's like a slang form of the Spanish language, you know, like it's a slang form of it, where they say
because that's how I learned Spanish. I learned Spanish from Mexicans, and that's how I found out that Nuwaubic and Spanish is like similar as hell, because it's like the way, put it like this, the way Nuwaubic is, the way that I'm teaching Nuwaubic, the way we speak Nuwaubic is the same way the Mexicans speak Spanish.
Yeah. And then once you tell them that you're going to the suit, right? And then he gonna say, oh, what's that? You say the store. And then once you start just substituting that every time, so once you tell a nigga one time, that's what that word is. Because niggas like code.
I like words. That.
They like code words and shit. It's like, oh, wait,
I like that.
They're gonna be more interested in it just because it's another thing to what niggas niggas like, man, I don't even know what he said. It's like other people, but once you tell one nigga what it mean, he gonna remember it, because it's like it's a secret. It's like almost like a secret that people want to know the secret. What a
little code language.
Yeah,
a little code language.
Yeah, exactly. So
I like that
in the hood right now, man. I'm telling you, like I can put you on the phone with a cat and he can talk that hood stuff, and you'd be like, man, what the hell this nigga just said? He talking a whole other language. He talking about, man. He talking like it's a lot of words. Like this crib, just a crib, or man. Like in Texas, they call cars slabs.
Yeah.
And like so like a slab is like a car on rims, you know what I'm saying? So like so if you in from Texas, that's a whole other language right there, you know. If you go to Atlanta, they got a different type of dialect. Like everybody, you know, like and even in California, they say certain key words that you this is dude from California, because that's a native tongue, that's a native developed slang from that geographical area. It's a particular slang. Like in New York, they say B, yo, son, your son.
B is short for bro. Yeah, B is short for bro.
Yeah, bro. Right, B. And then they say bugging. Yo, that's your man's. Yo, niggas like that's your man's. He bugging. They say like, if you don't even know the dialect, you'll be like, oh shit, what he just said, you know.
You know what though, young elder, you might have stumbled over something, because that's the same damn thing, except for we just do it with Nuwaubic.
Yeah, we just change all the slang words. Yeah, all of our words. This would be their new slang language.
It'll be their new slang. Boy, you understand.
Hit me on the hot tooth, man. Hit me on the hot tooth.
Right.
You walk it out like,
because in New York, we'll say, in up north, we'll be like, yo, man, hit me on the jack.
Yeah.
We'll say jack.
Yeah.
Or we'll say take pictures. We'll be like, yo, man, I'm gonna flick it up, or take me a flick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we already substituted our own words. So why not, if we want to learn the language, we substitute the Nuwaubic words for all these. Like we start with a certain amount of words. We use those words for a while till everybody get them. Then once everybody get those words, we go to the next words. Then if we do that a couple times, by before you know it, we'll be starting to have whole sentences. Then about a year's time, man, everybody will be speaking Nuwaubic, just off of altering the certain little words that we use every day.
I'm gonna put together a PowerPoint tomorrow. As soon as I wake up, I get up early, about 5:36. I'm gonna put together a PowerPoint. I'm gonna send it to your phone, and then you tell me is that I'm talking about. I'm gonna put together I'm gonna take the words that I already got, but start putting sentences together that we use on a day-to-day basis. I'm gonna do the voiceover on the PowerPoint and send it to you. But like you gonna be like, damn, that's what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, right there, man. That's what I'm talking about, man. And I guarantee you, in a short amount of time, if we start because we are already doing it, like we say, this is our natural way of how we communicate. And be us, it's always something new. It's always a new term or definition, new word for another word. Like they saying, my son, they were saying the other day, it's called what they said. They got all these new words. These little young kids. It's a new thing. It's called what he said, chap. Is it chap or cap or cap? I think that's what he said.
That's when you faking. I know what that is. That's like when you faking, like you lying. Like, man, you cat, man.
Yeah, you cat, right? So like, that's got a whole nother meaning, even though that's an English word too, but it's got a different meaning than the original word that they were meant for. So it's the same thing that they already doing. We doing it right now. All we gotta do is when the kids
make it the new slang.
Yeah, make
it the new slang. Boy, you onto something, man.
Yeah,
you onto something, young elder. Yeah,
the ancestors are doing it, man. They you know.
Boy, you onto something. Because it is the same thing. What's the difference if if you say you cap and I say you fact means you fake, you lying. Like, come on,
exactly.
man. Fact, man.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Ain't no different.
It's easy, man. This shit is easy. It's easy. It's easy. Once you start substituting those words piece by piece, before you know it, man. I say in no time, man. People, everybody will be speaking this shit.
Oh, I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have about 2 PowerPoints for you tomorrow. Like, I'm gonna take these words.
Hey, look, hey, we might can go live tomorrow too if you be ready to go live. We can go live tomorrow.
Bro, I'm always ready.
I had to be at 6 tomorrow because I got the brother Rod Hayes on at 8:30. So you had to be at. So we can go.
Yeah, we can do it live, and we can do it live with. What I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna send you the list.
Okay.
Of what I'm gonna send you the list of sins. I'm gonna put together a whole PowerPoint just for you with the voiceover, so you'll hear how it's pronounced and how it's said, and you tell me if that's to your liking, and then we'll go from there.
Oh yeah. Like bring me the kitab, and then
bring me the kitab.
And that word is these words that we created a long time ago. These words actually are ancient technology type words because the Anunnakis didn't need no book like we got. They had advanced technology. They had the tablets like you got now, like you got a tablet. Like with your internet, like my son got his tablet, right? Like his tablet on the internet. They had tablets like that. So that really was a key tab, just like, that was a real, they had books like we reading on Kindle right now. That's how the Anunnakis were advanced. They like to keep us in a certain type of mindset that this stuff all just happening, or the technology that we getting is just coming out. No, this stuff, the Anunnakis been had it. And they use that word for, and then another thing too, when we learn this language, simultaneously, when you start to study Arabic, you're gonna be able to learn it easy too, and then you're gonna be able to learn your original, speak. This language is an Anunnaki language, the dialect of our ancestors.
That's right.
Reach our ancestors through these tones, and the tones, the sound, the frequency of how you say these words is what bring your ancestors back. See, we've been talking in English, you know what I'm saying, and we can go into like, okay, our ancestors are spiritual, they can hear us anyway, and that's true. But like I say, if we speak it to them in our own language, it's a spiritual thing, man. It's a spiritual connection when we can. It's
that connection.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's a connection. It's a spiritual connection to our ancestors where we really can get in contact with them, like some underground railroad type shit, like. When we talking in this language, because they're gonna be wondering what the hell is these people saying, and they can learn. They're gonna learn it. They can learn it too. They already got it down. But I'm saying, if we start using this word, all this whole language is a slang, substitute words piece by piece, and don't even say them. We just pretty much delete the word out and substitute that word for this now. Just like the young
basically people. Just start with the nouns, the things like. Yo, go put my cube in the sink in the balut. Go put my cube in the balut. That's like saying, go put my cup in the sink.
Yeah.
Or go to the Sayor and get my cube.
Yeah.
And go to the Sayor and go to the car and get my wallet. Or go to the car and get my cup. Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because it'll be a slower process, more digestible, and people will catch on quick, especially for words that they'll get a feel of the tones because the words have a certain vibration, and those vibrations is no different, bro.
Exactly.
You're absolutely correct. I never thought of that.
And some people gonna catch on fast to that. So you can probably go at a fast speed too with some people, and some people are gonna be slow, but the fast people are gonna be like, okay, all right, give me the next slang. They gonna be ready. Like niggas like that. Niggas is hungry. Niggas is hungry like me, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, all right, we got that down. I know what this, I'm gonna start calling that now. Because like a lot of niggas in the community, they don't say hello no more. Nobody really. I ain't never, like most everybody say robot now, because we know that's the number one Nuwaubic slang or greeting or,
Yeah, all it takes is basically the only thing it takes to enforce that is repetition, because you done heard Rahubat for so long that I knew people that didn't even know what Rahubat mean, but they've been still using it.
Exactly.
Brother, what does Rahubat? Man, that means greetings, man.
Exactly.
You're right.
This was happening. And I'm gonna tell you, man, if I let if Dale had to go to school tomorrow, I let him come in here. He in the 8th grade. He can tell you a lot of those new words they use, like cap, like I say cap, and there's a whole bunch of them that he be saying. I'd be like, hey man, what that mean now? I gotta ask him what it means, because he's saying, oh, that means like ops. I knew that when I heard ops, I said, "Oh, that means short for the opposite or something like that." When I heard that, that's
opposition.
Yeah, opposition. The opposition or something like that. That's one of the little slangs they use. But
we say oxa. We say oxa. AKSA oxa. Oxa is like opposition or adverse force.
Right. See, so you got you to me, you pretty much got like this layout right here. You know, if you add a couple more to it, like the first 50 slang words that we're gonna use in Nuwaubic, and then the meaning of them, and then relate to the picture. We just start calling it that from now on. You know what I'm saying?
And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put the English and Nuwaubic slang sentences together. Like I'll do the words, and then I'll highlight the word and put it in parentheses of what you're actually meaning along in the sentence.
Exactly. Then you do a whole damn book like that. Do a whole book like that where you write.
You give me a week, I can have a book done.
Man,
I work fast,
fire, man. That should have been.
I work fast. I put together a Nuwaubic Ebonics book, straight up pamphlet.
Like, what's the word for broom in the Nuwaubic? The word for broom.
Maknoos.
Maknoos. So I
M-A-K.
Bring me the maknoos.
Not noose. N-U-S, like a noose that you hang around your neck.
Okay.
Maknoos.
Okay, yeah. Bring me the maknoos. Oh, damn.
Bring me the maknoos.
The broom. Bring me the maknoos. So now every time he hear me say bring me the maknoos, he gonna know what the hell that's it. What that is. You know what I'm saying? That's
all it takes is 1 or 2 times to point it out. What you saying, Dad? Man, bring me the maknoos. Right over there, and you point. Oh, this. And as soon as you say it,
that's how they learn English from us telling them.
Right though.
The same way.
You're right though, bro.
and you ain't got to be an advanced parent on an advanced speaking on the Nuwaubic. You can just say 10 words to replace things that you normally use in your house, and just start using those words. Eventually, your kid you're gonna change your whole kid mindset on what that word is, and he automatically gonna speak English by him going to the like if you're going to public school, or if you're teaching them, he automatically gonna speak English. But by you mainly using that term, substituting it in English for that's that object, he gonna know what this is. And I'll tell you, my son Haru, I'm gonna start doing it on my son Haru. He gonna pick up fast. Haru gonna start because he like that type of way of learning. When I started substituting them words, telling him to go get it, and he gonna go get it, and he gonna say, then he gonna hear him repeat the word. He like to repeat what I say, so he gonna repeat the word, and he gonna start telling them, and then these kids are gonna start teaching other kids based on, man, this is gonna be crazy. I just think
I like that
idea, man.
I like that. I think that'll work, bro. Like I honestly, I'm like, you already got me motivated. I'm literally putting together a pamphlet tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm putting together
a PowerPoint pamphlet tomorrow with the sentences and all that.
Yeah, like
I'm putting that together tomorrow.
Like put on your shoes. Like put on your shoes. Like this word.
Put on your school bag. Shaw. That's shoes is shaw woo fat. Shaw woo fat.
Oh, that's easy. Shaw woo fat.
Yeah, put on your shaw woo fat.
Yeah, put on your shaw woo fat. So now he gonna associate that word with those objects from now on out. And then he gonna repeat that word because that's how kids learn language. And then from now on, that's that word. And then eventually, over time, like I say, once he get that word down, you go add another word to that same sentence.
Gotcha.
And then until you build up a whole sentence with him on go and get that. And so when you say that sentence, being that you built it up on him, he gonna know, okay, the sentence he just said, it means go get that, because that's what he told me. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, my son's gonna pick up on this shit fast. I just thank you for this coming on, and the idea popped in my head as you was teaching how you was teaching, and I said, damn, we could do this shit as a slang, man, and we can teach everybody piece by piece.
That resonates with me, bro. Like, bro, you got a hell of a mind, because that shit, it makes all the sense in the world. They're doing it already. So instead of actually trying to put them like they in some school shit, you could do it real cool, you know what I mean, to make it like it's a slang for them. And it's just cool thing. And the more that they get people to actually do it, it becomes trendy, like a fad.
Yeah. It becomes cool, right? It's the right thing to do, man. You ain't hip if you ain't know this slang word, because like that's how I used to do
that shit.
Yeah, like you ain't hip if you don't know what this word is, because Cause like a chick did it to me one time, man. She came and she was using a slang word, and I didn't know what it meant. And then I went back and later on asked my older, it was an older chick that was coming on to me, but she said some slang word, but I didn't know what it was, so I missed out on it, right? So I would ask my older cousin later, what does that mean? He said, "Oh man, that means that she wanted to, hook up with you or whatever." I was like, "Damn, I didn't even know, man." You know, like and then he's like, "Oh shit, man, like you missed out on that, man, because that's what that means, like a slang. Well, I can't remember what the slang word was right now, but she said it, and I was like, damn, man, I wish I would have knew what that meant, man. And yeah, but that's how we can do it, piece by piece.
Oh, I'll have something ready for you tomorrow. Word.
Piece by piece. And I guarantee you, even the people that's watching right now, hit that like, hit that subscribe button if you want to show your brother Naya some love. Hit the donations, man. I already put his cash app in the links, man.
Everybody, don't forget to subscribe to Non-Nation Media.
Oh, yeah. I got this. I got that. It's up. I got your links already in the descriptions. I got your Facebook already in the descriptions. I got your cash app in the descriptions, and I'm gonna post it in the comments when they upload the video to where I can put the comment on that. So they have the comments. It's already in the descriptions already.
That other video we did, man, that did pretty good. That's like 1,600 views already.
Oh yeah, it's gonna go higher than that though.
He says it's gonna go higher than that.
Yeah, it's gonna go higher than that once we start putting the series out to where they can go class by class, because it's a lot of people, they really shadow banning us, man. I'm gonna tell you, they didn't like that language class. We did that language class, they really held a tape back for human review for like 5 days. That's the longest I ever. They don't want us.
What you mean? What language? You talking about the first time we did the live on the language?
The first one, they was mad about it. So I said, oh yeah, I gotta do another one of these because this is what they don't want us. For some reason, they don't want us to know this, man. They don't want us to know this. It's several things they flagged me about. Okay, so they flagged me about the Native American shit, the Moors shit. They flagged me about what else? The Moors, Native Americans. Anything talking about like the UCC code and then like that, they flagged me.
Uniform Commercial Codes, yeah, I'm familiar with that.
And then they flagged me for that language tape, and I was surprised. I'm like, damn, they mad about this language tape. Why would they flag me about this? They really don't want us to be able to speak.
So when they flag you, what do they do?
They hold the tape and they don't let it get monetized for one, and then they hold it for human review. If it's here for a long time, that means they kicked it up to a higher source to review it. See, like, because if the regular robot, they got a regular robot, they review it. If the robot find anything that he don't like, he kick it to a human. If the human finds something that they don't like, they kick it up to a higher source, to like the top flow, whoever they over them, right, to get reviewed. So that video got done like that, and that's the first video that ever got done like this. Besides, like when I first put out like the Majesties of America Part 1, but this right here, that language video got done like that. They kicked that shit out to like the high people. It took 5 days to get it approved.
Damn.
Yeah, I said, damn, they really scared about us learning this language. They really spooked out about that for some reason.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my YouTube page like popping right now with the language.
Oh yeah, hey, be sure to go subscribe to the brother's page. We got his descriptions and links. I think your subscribers went up a little bit because I've been checking it and I've been sharing it on my Facebook.
Yeah, it did. It did. I've been posting. I've been noticing as I post. Yeah, it is definitely going up
to at least 1,000 subscribers right now, man. So you can monetize it and get it, to where it's rolling ads.
So I read somewhere where it says that you got to do 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers within 12 months.
Yeah.
What happens if it takes you more than? Oh.
You can do it anytime. As soon as you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watch time, you can be monetized.
Okay.
It take maybe like 6-7 days. They send you like a little thing in the mail to your house, like a key, and then you activate it and you good to go. And you got to make $100 before you get your first check. And they pay on the 21st.
Okay, cool. So yeah, they got any questions?
Oh yeah, okay. Do y'all got any questions for the brother before we get up out of here, man? Because this right here class was fire, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I
love it, man. That Nuwaubic. Man, once we just imagine this, young elder man, if we got a transnational movement of people just speaking Nuwaubic with a thorough as economic structure behind it. That's powerful, man. Schools, because that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to start raising money to do schools, because what I'm doing now is I'm taking the holy tablets and I'm translating it into all Nuwaubic, no English. That I already got the fonts from the brother. So I got the fonts. I'm translating the whole holy tablets in Nuwaubic. And I got a few sisters who are gonna basically develop the curriculum to turn it into a school program from kindergarten all the way up to a PhD program. And open up a school and teach this just like that. The first Nuwaubian school ever. This would be the first holy tablets on the planet that's ever been in pure Nuwaubic. Nobody else has one. Nobody.
Yeah, like I'm gonna tell you one slang. The first slang we need to add is the word for pants, so we can tell a nigga to pull up his pants.
Okay, pants is bantulat.
Bantulat.
Yo, pull up your bantulat.
Yeah,
pull up your bantulat.
Yeah, so we start telling these niggas to pull up their pants.
Tell them niggas to pull up their pants.
The first slang right there, man. Because that's embarrassing, man. You got these youngsters, man. They don't wipe their behind good, so they got a dookie stain up in their drawers. They don't know how to wipe their mama and teach them how to wipe their behind, and then you want to sag, man. That ain't right. It just ain't right, you know.
No, it ain't.
My granddaddy,
that shit mad immature too. Like, nah, man, we supposed to be evolved past shit like that. Like, we intelligent beings. I ain't wearing my clothes like that. First of all, 9 times out of 10, I don't even buy no clothes that fit me like that. Secondly, you might catch me garbed out, so I don't even.
Yeah, so we're gonna start just piece by piece, man. We can build the whole man. Like, I'm gonna start with my sons right now. I'm gonna start substituting things out. Like, especially book. I can say that easy, you know, the book, the word for kitab. So I can say that easy. And then, you know, even and I'm even gonna call this tablet right here, this it's like one of those tablets you get where the kids can watch YouTube on it, right?
Tablet is Loha. Yo, bring me the Loha.
Yeah, bring me the Loha. Yeah, see, I'm gonna start saying that now. Loha. Let me write that down.
Bring me the Loha.
Perpetuate that.
Loha. L-O-W-H-A. Loha.
Loha. Oh, that's easy. That's easy. Loha. Bring me the Loha. And he gonna be like, my son gonna be looking around at first, like, what are you talking about? I'm gonna be like, the Loha. I'm gonna be fun at it. And then when he get it, oh yeah, I got him now. So now every time I'm gonna say, hey, bring me the Loha. Right? And then once he got that down, I'm gonna substitute another word out that same sentence for another word. So it'd be easy for him to pick up on it. Being that if you start a kid, now you probably can go straight into speaking fluent Nuwaubic with a newborn baby. If you could get them, if you just automatically start them out on it, right? So they automatically come out speaking it. If you start them,
because all you gotta do with somebody that's young, like, you don't gotta do no class. You just talking to them, and that's all you talk.
Yeah, just talk to them, and there's none but Nuwaubic, and then they gonna automatically pick it up on it. You know what I'm saying? But like for kids that's like up in age or adults, us young guys who just in the community, we can start substituting, you know, this word or that word, make it a new slang, and then eventually you'll be, man, just by you I'm telling you, just by you substituting 1 or 2 words in a sentence, niggas won't even know what you're saying. You know what
You're right. I thought about that when you first brought the idea, because I started playing with it in my mind. Like, if I tell them, hey man, pass me the Nuwaubic, just one word, pass me the what? Pass me the lighter. It changes the whole context of the sentence.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
so they don't even know what the fuck we said. We can be speaking the language after about 30 words. After about 30 words that we normally use in a sentence, we can just speak a whole other language right there. It'll be over with right now. I already said the president right there.
Be like, damn, like, you going to the store? Yeah, get me a Magor.
Yeah.
Right? Give me a Magor. Give me a blunt.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? So this shit is gonna be easy, man. It's gonna be easy for you to format like that to where everybody's finna be Gabug. That's for bottle, right? Gabug.
Yeah.
Gabug. Bottle. Gabug. Bring me the Gabug. What's that?
Bring me the Gabug.
Gaboog.
Not bug, oog. You is always oog.
Okay,
Oog.
oog. Gaboog. Gaoog.
Gaboog. Yo, bring me
Gaboog.
the gaboog. Bring me the gaboog. Bring me the
Yeah,
bottle.
yeah. So
Or,
like the
or dump that out. Dump that water that's in the gaboog out, and then put me some asor in there. Dump the water
exactly.
that's in the bottle out and put me some juice in there.
Yeah, see, you substitute those two things, and then what? It's easier for them to catch on like this than saying a whole sentence to them at one time.
It is. And
You know
then
what?
once
I think
when
it
you
might
got
be
them,
faster to learn like that. It might be
and then
faster.
once when you got them substituting so many words, then you can throw the verbs in there to make them more
Exactly.
fluent.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Man, that's easy. And then,
substitute the verbs. Boy, you're a genius, young elder. Now you're a genius.
man, hey, thank
Young
you.
elder came up with it. This will be the actual program that's actually being put into effect immediately. I bet you I have like 5 PowerPoints out on it tomorrow.
Man, I'm telling you, drop that joint, man, it's gonna be easy. So now niggas gonna be substituting all those words. Niggas are like I said, they already doing it. I could probably make a they already made a dictionary of words that we created, like bling bling and all them other words.
Yeah, like an Ebonics dictionary. That's all it is.
Yeah, they made another
A
dictionary.
slang dictionary.
Yeah,
That's
they
all
call
it
urban
is.
dictionary,
A slang
right?
dictionary.
It's a slang urban dictionary, right? That's what they call it, urban dictionary with different
Yeah,
words.
that's all it is. Now I was gonna do that. I was gonna do the Nuwaubic Ebonics book with the dialect, but more for the fluent speech. But I'm gonna put a halt on that because I write fast, bro. Like you give me an idea, I'll be on the damn computer early in the morning. I'm man, bro, I write fast. I'll have that shit put out by tomorrow.
Hey, man, I'm gonna tell you, this is how language is developed naturally. It's developed naturally by substituting words in the place of other words.
And that's really how Creoles are developed, because if you got French people over here and African people over here, they substitute words until now the generation that grew up with it pretty much just use it that way. Yeah. And that's how the Creoles start. Yeah, that's how Creoles start.
Yeah, it's a whole nother language. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Radio. Or radio is how you say radio. Man, turn off the radio.
Yeah, exactly. So eventually niggas gonna be getting it. Hey man, I know what he said, you know what I'm saying? So nigga, but somebody that ain't in your mix that you teaching it to, they'll think we talking in some code or something, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They won't even know what the hell you said just by substituting them 2-3 words. They're just substituting the nouns.
And it don't even take that much. It ain't that heavy. Like it don't take that much. Like you said, 2-3 words out of a sentence. Yeah. Sometimes one. You'll put this in the Mawaju. Yeah. If I just say put this in the Mawaju, unless you just assimilate what I have in my hand, like food, and but you don't know whether I'm saying put it in the microwave or the oven. Yeah. So, but the person that's speaking it know Mawaju is microwave.
Exactly. It's a slang. It's our new slang, which is our new language. It's just a slick way of getting us back on track to speaking our language.
And it'll resonate with the youth quicker, I think, with that method, because it's not like you're putting them back into school. It's almost like it's cool. It's coming at them like cool, like like you said, a cold language.
Yeah. Niggas gonna be wanting to learn. They're gonna be actually, when you say it, they're gonna be asking you the definition of it, and they're gonna be asking you to repeat it so they can know what it is. So they hear it again. You ain't getting over because they don't want to feel like you getting over on them. Like niggas don't like to be feeling like you getting over on them.
Like what you say. Like what you say.
Let me get that, man. What you said. Because they don't want to feel like you. Nobody likes to feel like you getting over on them or going over their head by saying a code word or something. Man, let me know that. So once they know that, it's gonna make us family back again too. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, it's gonna bring our family back together. Because it's like a secret words amongst ourselves. They really ain't secret words, but it's like words that we use for slang, but they really are language words. And then before you know it, we all speaking the dialect, man. The same
thing. I agree with that, man. I agree with that. I'll have those PowerPoints done by tomorrow. I'm gonna shoot you some just on the strength. I'm basically, because most of the books I memorize out of my head. Like I've been speaking to white for a long time, so I do all this shit out of my head.
Hey, I see this. Hey, you know what they told me, man? The ancestors told me that you was my teacher in the language. They say he gonna be your teacher. They told me that. And like the last time when you came on, you know, and they said, stick with this guy because you're gonna learn the language. But And then now I'm saying that damn this shit, because when you was teaching, I was like, man, I could just start substituting some of these words just for now, just one or two words, and then I could just, and eventually I'll be saying the whole damn sentence. Because like
Yeah,
words
because
like
once you
I,
got all
like
the nouns, you're gonna run out of nouns to say before now. Okay, well, Asibo to the Sug, man. I'm going to the store, Asibo to the Sug. Or
yeah,
Tasibo to the Sug, you going to the store, Tasibo to the Sug.
yeah,
It's that's actually what you call a pigeon. Like it's called a pigeon language when you do that.
yeah,
And then when you breed a group of people speaking it from birth, then that becomes a Creole. People
yeah,
do that right now to this day. That's why I
yeah,
was like, damn, that's why I ain't thinking that. That's
yeah.
fucking genius.
Yeah, yeah, man. We'll be speaking this shit in no time. My son now gonna be knowing a lot of damn words in Nuwaubic because I'm gonna be saying I'm no longer gonna say the English word for a certain amount of nouns and verbs. Like I might start with 5 or 6 that I say the most. You know, like the
Right.
ice box. Like what's the word for ice box? Let me write that down.
Like refrigerator.
Yeah, refrigerator.
I'm gonna spell it for you first.
Okay.
TH
TH
A
A
LU
LU
JER.
J E
Tha
Lu
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 Jer. Tha
Thaluje.
Thalujer.
Thaluje. Yeah,
Thalujer.
yeah,
Yo, go to the Thalujer
yeah,
and get me some cold sugar.
yeah,
Go to the
yeah,
refrigerator and get me or ice box and get me
yeah,
a cold soda.
yeah. So that's what like we just substitute certain little words that the kids normally gonna know what it is. They're gonna see the object and they're gonna be able to associate that tone, those words with that object. And then he said, my dad said, go get that, right? Go get that to that thing. So now he know what it is. The kid know what it is. Easy. It's easy, man. And then I do it with my wife too. So my wife, she'll know what it is. My wife gonna catch on a little bit faster probably than Haru them. But Haru, he pretty good. He gonna love it because he like saying words that nobody know. That's how he weird like that. Haru. He like he like
He
saying
always want to communicate a secret.
yeah. Like he got an African accent because he watched since he was a baby, he been watching that Achille and Me, and that's how
Oh
Achille
yeah.
teach on that too. You know, Achille and Me do that too. They substitute African words for other words, and so now he know African words, and I don't even know like damn what they. So I see him in there listening to it, and I be like, damn, oh that's what they said. That's a Swahili word.
I ain't gonna front. I ain't mean to cut you
Yeah,
off, but man, the kids used to do that back like years ago with Dora the Explorer. That's how a lot of kids learn Spanish. Like, man, we need a TV channel that kids watch because we can do that with just a little cartoon character of one of the Anunnaki children or whoever that we put as the actual character and pump the language through that. And kids are what's the name? That's why I want to get that school, man. Like, I'm gonna get it in Nuwaubic school.
Oh yeah, when I come back from Atlanta, man, I'm gonna have a whole bunch. I'm gonna try to get a card. I'm gonna order that cartoon thing so I can make the cartoons like Big Head Scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna.
How do you do all that?
It's a program, an animation program you can buy, and what I need is a desktop with a bigger hard drive so it won't crash. So I'm gonna try to get a desktop. And I'm gonna get that program and start designing, making cartoon movies about our history.
That'd be awesome, bro.
Yeah,
man,
I'm gonna go to a whole nother level, man. I'm gonna have 1 million subscribers. I'm gonna go to 1 million subscribers.
Bruce had 1 million subscribers.
Yeah, God, 1 million subscribers.
Bro, man, I watched when I first met you. You had about 17,700.
Yeah.
You 18,000 and 700. Hell, in the next 30 minutes, you probably had another 100 subscribers.
Yeah, see, they shadow banning the hell out of me, but Rod Hayes tapes is helping me out too, though. My brother Rod Hayes tapes, because a lot of people Google his name. So it's hard when they don't know but they don't want the stuff like we teaching right now. I'm telling you, especially this language tape. Here you go.
So how do we get the language more promoted out there though? Like that's
like I said, like just like we just said it. Start using it as a slang. Start using the main, like you said, the nouns or the verbs. Substitute some of the verbs. Substitute some of the nouns for slang words. For some Nuwaubic words. And eventually, like I say, niggas will be saying that shit like it's cool. Niggas, you'll hear rappers all of a sudden speaking new. Niggas will be rapping and Nuwaubic got the while. You start using 2 minutes, all them slangs. Niggas will be using them slangs in the because niggas in they rap, they like to feel like they saying a whole, they already like to feel like they talking a whole nother language. The Migos, you better they call it mama rap. You can't even understand
Yeah.
what these niggas say. What the hell you said?
like yo, right? Bro, what you saying? Yeah.
So like it's easy, man. And I think this is the way ancestors want us to do it. Start just substituting words piece by piece until we dismantle the whole English language to where we'll know it, because we like it's like a language that we learned first, but we are now, if somebody even like, I'm gonna tell you this too, it'll make you easy to not only to speak it, it'll make you easy to understand it. Because if somebody come up and they speak a whole sentence in Nuwaubic, just by you knowing the nouns and the verbs, you kind of can start to put the sentence together of what they saying.
Yeah,
saying
you're right.
You kind of be able to put the sentence, or you said something about a radio and such and such. So okay, I know what he must have said do something with a radio, because I know that key word, you know what I'm saying, is one of the words he used in the tone, based on us just starting out with the slang, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like basically the way you saying it, it's like piecing it together in their mind, give them part by part.
Yeah.
Give them these nouns, let them substitute, then give them a little bit of vocabulary, then go to the complex verbs. So by the time you get to the complex verbs, they basically know how to form it.
They can assimilate the whole everything you saying. They can assimilate. Yeah. Okay, this nigga said if he used that like that, he said go do something with the radio, and then they started to figure it out. It'll get the brain, the left side of the brain, and working. Get that left side of the brain working. Because I agree. We already know this language. It's in us. We just gotta reactivate that part of our DNA to get us to where we can start saying it and get the tones. Because I'm telling you, man, in my dreams, I speak another language. I speak this language to Baba Yanun when we be in the class. We be all teaching in this language. But then when I wake up, it's a lot of words that I don't remember. Like I remember he said, I remember in class one day in the fourth dimension, because we don't call it dreams, we call it DRAM, right? DRAM. That's what it really is. So when I was in the DRAM, right, one of the classes, we was in a field and a plane was flying across the sky. And Baba pointed at it and he said some word in Nuwaubic. And then the plane was like it was about to crash, right? The plane like it was about to crash, like it was going down, like nose diving, right? And then he said a word, and then the plane screamed back up. And I was like, man, when I woke up that night, I tried to remember the word, but I couldn't. And then I asked him why I couldn't. And he said that you'll remember when it's time, that word. But so we got in our language, there's magical words that can really make things happen, make things move on a spiritual level. Yeah.
That's why I said that I was going to actually write the book about the language and the actual the scale of sound and the octaves, and show you how these combination of words, because of the letters and the pronunciation, breeds this type of wave, whether it's an alpha wave, beta wave, theta wave, to show you how the actual alchemy of the language actually works.
Exactly. So it's definitely word magical. I don't like to use the word magic because they took that out of context dealing with magnetism. But
magic ain't nothing more. Magic comes from the root word. The etymology of magic is tech, and tech is also the etymology of the same word as technology.
Right. See, exactly. So it's really technology.
Technology. It's the linguistic technology. Exactly. You got economic technologies called money. You got spiritual or mental technologies called religion.
Mm-hmm. So like I say, yeah, we're gonna get into it, man. It's a lot of people they showing love in the comments saying that they're thanking you for the class and everything, because a lot of people want to, like, we don't got that many people normally that I be having on the extracurricular shit, but 70-something people was pretty good for tonight for the language class.
Yeah, you know what I noticed too, bro? Like in my years of really teaching Nuwaubic, I'm talking about, from the streets to people are more for some reason, more engulfed and interested in the actual protocols of Nuwaubic or the knowledge. Very few people actually go hard behind the language. And I was one of the few people that understood that. That's why I want that's why I want the information in the language. Like, to me, it's not a learn the language and learn the knowledge, or learn the knowledge and learn the language. No, we need to learn the knowledge in the language. And that learning the knowledge inside of the language places us on a different frequency. First of all, and I said this in the last live that we did, the language actually links us brainwaves wise. Exactly. But to constantly speak the language, it actually raises the vibrational frequencies of our biorhythms in our body because of the notes. And that's why I think it's important that I just go ahead and get it out the way and create a book that's dealing with resonance energy so that people can understand that. I'm talking about literally like break it down step by step. Like, okay, when you pronounce this letter, it does this because this letter at this sound or this octave or this frequency does this. And these frequencies actually work with the brain and the body in this particular way. Exactly. And I think that that's very important because a lot of people don't see the need to learn the language, but I do. I don't know. Like, I felt like I was put here just for that.
Yeah, man. The way you gonna put it out now, man. I guarantee you that people are gonna catch on fast when you start, especially the people that's immediately around you. They're gonna catch on fast if they don't know it.
My class growing. Like, it's not where we would like it to be. Yeah. But when I tell you I got some loyal people, devoted people, I'm talking about older women, listen, and it's predominantly the sisters. And I got to give a shout out to Sister Rhonda, her daughter Timbia, Empress, definitely my mentor, Brother Love. I love you to death, man. He stay on me, he try to make sure I'm doing the right thing. But, you know, then the Brother Aid, all of the sisters and brothers that actually is behind me, like with the class, and they're actually doing this, they're definitely watching live. I promise you, they're watching live. Like, but these sisters and brothers are really, really, really serious and dedicated about Nuwaubic. You understand what I'm saying? Especially Miss Rhonda. That's my divine feminine mentor. I go to her when I need the woman's perspective.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Yeah, and she's a great help, man. These are beautiful people that's really, really interested in what we have going on. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to them and to thank you, man, again for having me on your show.
Do it every Wednesday, man.
Definitely help.
We're gonna do it every Wednesday. So the language class is every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. With the brother.
7 o'clock your time, 8 o'clock my time, correct?
Yeah, every time. Or if you had to like push it up, or if you had to do something, just let me know. We'll move it around.
No, that's fine. So basically, this is what I do. That's perfect because I run the Nuwaubic classes with the group every day from 6 to 8. But I'm about to start not doing it on Saturdays and Sundays, just Monday through Fridays, until we get more serious people. But I only was running the classes 7 days a week because various different people have, you know, different schedules. So I just wanted to make myself available so that if you couldn't make it here, you can make it here, and I'm always available because I do this shit full time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you good then? We're gonna do this every Wednesday, man. That's why we can keep this going. And then we might come back on to, if you get that if you want to do that thing tomorrow, we could go on before I bring the.
I'm gonna have that for you. When I tell you I'm gonna have that to you before noon, you're gonna get a text from me.
We start that slang, them couple sentences that we use. Like, I know a lot of stuff that I say just every day. Like, matter of fact, I'm gonna think of some stuff that I like. I'm gonna start writing stuff down that I say every day. And then I'm gonna translate that some of the words out, and then start substituting the words.
Yeah, whatever you can send me as an idea, go ahead. Because I'll be honest with you, I work fast. Like, I don't even procrastinate. I don't procrastinate. I
see you though, man.
In the morning, like my computer is filled with so much information, and every day I'm posting like 3 to 4 PowerPoints on my page with language.
Man,
every day.
You fast, man.
Yeah, I go fast. Like, I'm trying to get it to where I got about 1,000 PowerPoints on, to a point to where anybody that want to learn Nuwaubic can literally go to my YouTube page and just learn it without even having a teacher. Because I didn't need a teacher for Nuwaubic. When Pops first introduced Nuwaubic, me, Ibrahim, his son, one of his children, Hamid, another one of his children, my brother Najee, all of us came up in the like, we didn't use no book. I literally studied the teacher's guide for literally 2 months and memorized the whole book and put it there, and I've been teaching it ever since.
Dang, man, that's how that means you got that brain, man. You got that brain. See that new, we got them new brains. See the
He
old
said
brains. Yeah, the new brains.
Yeah.
The new brains. The children got new brains. Even my kids got new brains from what we got. They got upgraded brains.
Oh yeah.
Because
this generation right here is scientific, technological.
Man, I had my son on the phone, and that nigga go to where he here. This nigga like 2 years old. He'll get go in there, type in what he want, and pull it up, and he'll be watching it. He be like, "Damn, how did you find that?"
I know 4-year-olds that's doing that, bro.
I'm telling you, man. So like, it's an upgraded brain. Their brain is more upgraded than ours. Like so, like the generation before us, they had to go to the library to do research. They had to go. Now we can bring the library right here on your laptop. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to go to. You can go zoom in on a monkey's ass in the jungle in Africa right now, just off of your laptop. So things are way more advanced than it was back then. So we a little bit more smarter than our parents, and then our children are gonna be smarter than us, and then hopefully it continues on to where because the human us are in a process of becoming like God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we God,
exactly.
But we getting our God power completely back. And it's happening generation after generation as we go back into this sun cycle. So right now, we got the little gods. The little gods, my son, they little gods, man. These niggas, they advanced kids, man. Like, I ain't like it. So, but by me done, I'm gonna go ahead and put this language on them though. So I'm gonna
about to put this language on them.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and substitute some of this stuff out right now, like simple stuff. The simple, like all the simple words, especially the words that I can say real good. I'm gonna start substituting the objects out, and then so when I say go get this, my son automatically gonna associate that word with that object, so he know what that object is. So now he know what that word means. He automatically get the definition of the word just by looking at the object. See, because they already they told him that it was a broom in English, and his definition of a broom is a thing that sweep. So if I substitute the Nuwaubic word for broom, and then I start using that, and then he'll still have the same, he'll have that word, and then when he associated with that object, he had the same definition of what that word really means. So when people learn the definition of a word, it makes them memorize it better. You know,
you're right.
Yeah, when they know what it means.
I'm gonna write the words. I'm gonna write all of the nouns. I'm gonna write the sentences in various different ways that it can be used, and I'm gonna send it to you. And I'm gonna post it on my YouTube page.
I gotta check that
I'm gonna do that tomorrow.
Yeah, I gotta check that out, man, because that's gonna be lit. When we start that, we're gonna start this right now. So even on some of my shows, when I say certain words, I'm gonna be doing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be doing it. I might like you know how we say like Tamahu, the Tamahoos. So instead of saying, you know, that, they say Blanca and
Blanco, yeah, or
Blanca.
Gringo.
Yeah.
Gringo or Gringa for a female.
Yeah, Gringo, yeah.
Yeah. So they say Tamu.
So yeah, so we can set, but we're gonna substitute the Nuwaubic. I was doing it with Spanish too. That's where it came up with the idea. I substitute certain words. That's how, matter of fact, that's how I learned a little bit of Spanish, right? Because I was in Texas, but then I had went to Albuquerque, New Mexico, and that's what they speak out there. So I had to learn the Mexican, learn the Spanish. And then so what I do is I just go, when they say, I just look up individual words to be able to communicate with these guys, because I was over these guys and they spoke nothing. They put me over a whole bunch of dudes that speak nothing but Mexican. You know what I'm saying? But it was one dude that was with them that spoke English. But what I wanted to do is be able to talk to the guys and tell them how to do their job, right? So I had to learn how to say tire. I had to learn how to say like Código Postal. It's like your zip code, Código Postal, because I gotta write people up that speak Spanish. So I had to learn individual words just to be able to write the people up, like nombre, like name. What's your name? El número, what's your number? Because I had their name, their phone number, their address. So I had to learn how to say all that in Spanish just to be able to fill somebody's paperwork out, because nobody spoke fucking English, right? So
Right.
that's how I learned so many words in Spanish just off of having to go is just being able to piece it together. Like I didn't speak full Spanish, but I knew a lot of words, and I can kind of get over what I'm saying to them just by saying a couple words in Spanish. So we can do the same thing with Nuwaubic, you know what I'm saying? With Nuwaubic language.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's genius. That's why I'm gonna come up with it tomorrow and start putting out an assets PowerPoints just strictly on that level. Whatever's gonna make it actually more easier for us. I think that's the way, especially when you. I think that that's a level for the people that's like young teenagers and older, whereas the more fluent way is for the youth. Just like with the Holy Tablets, me putting it in all Nuwaubic, I think that that's going to be more for the youth to go to that particular school and get trained in that particular way, because it's more easier to deal with them in that particular manner versus older people or, other youths that really ain't really trying to do a lot of school stuff right now. I think your way is better as far as like when we got the young people that's already hip to the game and hip to the slang and hip to the streets. We just go ahead and give them a whole nother slang to be able to move in the streets with.
Yeah, they'll love it. They'll be like, oh shit, nigga, what the nigga just said, man, son? No, yo, get it up. Yo, what
he just said?
Yeah, niggas gotta be wanting to know. Then they got a thing called, like, they calling people goofy. It's like the new thing, goofy. Like, I like, man, why? Like my son, he's saying it on the game, like when they shooting somebody on Call of Duty. He said, "You thought you could shoot me, goofy?" Like, yeah, they using this goofy. Like,
yeah, they got that shit from the Midwest out there in like, Detroit and Chicago.
Okay.
Because that's they slang, goofy.
Like, yeah, calling people goofy. Like, like in they used to call back in the day when California, they used to call people marks. Mark.
Yeah,
like,
Mark and Buster.
Yeah, Buster, like it's like a sucker. Like
so down here in Charleston, South Carolina, they say you jokey. Oh, jokey ass nigga.
That's funny. Yeah,
jokey ass nigga.
Yeah, look,
nigga jokey.
Look. They said that they said that I'm gonna let you go after this, man. They said that they said some dude was talking in a slang from like they talk in Memphis, and he said he went to another spot with it, and people thought he was really like. Some people might think you like my wife and like her sisters and them. They when they all together, they homegirl, they call each other like the B word. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh man, that's offensive to me, But they call everybody, they call each other, and they said like a friend, like you my sister when I call you this type of thing. It's a different type
yeah, and I see that a lot because like where I'm from, I'm originally from South Jersey, but I moved to the Brooklyn tab when I was younger. But in South Jersey, bitch is a slang. Like, oh, bitch, like, bitch, please. Man, fuck that. Like, it's like a slang, but to some people, that shit offensive.
Yeah, it's offensive. Yeah, it's a real offensive, right? So it depends on, man. It just, language is key to me, man. Language solves a lot of problems. Languages solve a lot of problems.
You damn right it will.
All right, so I'm about to get ready to get out, man. We want to thank your brother Naya for coming on. Hey, we got his Cash App in the links in the descriptions. We got his Instagram, I think his Facebook. We got all that in the links. If you want to go get on, be sure to go subscribe to the brother channel. We're trying to get him over 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, man. Help the brother out. Get up on go subscribe. We got him in the links already. What else we got to say? We might come back on tomorrow at like 6 o'clock if we get the other class to where we can start the slang talk. We also got the brother Rod Hayes coming on at 8:30 tomorrow. What else? I'll also be doing a class probably at 9 or 10 on the anarchy technology. Probably do 2 classes tomorrow, so we might have like 5 classes coming out tomorrow. Crazy.
Well, you be going hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
Hey, you be going hard. Now, I did want to, man. Eventually, I wanted to meet the brother Rod Hayes because I be watching his videos and his features on the different channels. He deep. Like I dig Rod Hayes. Yeah, brother Rod Hayes is gonna be on tomorrow night, man. If you want to get in touch with him, get with Brother Love, man. Brother Love is the guy. He's the intermediary where you can get in contact. He's a very resourceful elder that we use. Yeah, that's my mentor now. He's serious too. He be definitely he don't come around often, but when he come around, he got something serious to say, and he's trying to keep me on the straight and narrow. So shout out to Brother Love once again. Yeah. I love you, man. I should. Yeah, shout out to Brother Love because he could get you if he could get you in
You want to get contact with somebody from the old school, he can hook you up with him because he know him. Okay. So we about to get up out of here, man. We about to get ready to lay it down because I've been working all day. And then I'm gonna come back tomorrow, though. I'm hitting the ground hard. I'm hitting them hard tomorrow. The Anarchy tapes. We putting them out. So and then we got the this language tape was fire tonight. You did a good job tonight, brother. That's why it was fire. So I can't wait to see that next. I can't wait to see that next joint that you put out, man.
I'm telling you, I'm going to sleep tonight after I eat, and when I wake up in the morning, bro, I'm on it. By the time 12 o'clock come my time, you'll have some PowerPoints already on your thing.
That's how you move. Hey, you move like we move, baby. But
I ain't got time to play.
All right, so Islam, Hotel, peace, Ashub, divine love throughout the violence universe to all. Wadu.